Yeah.
There we are.
There you go.
Now we're
Welcome
live.
to the Bob and Cam Show today. We are, where the heck are we at today?
We're at Twisted Fork in Port Charlotte.
There you go. So we'll have to see how we all sound. We got our lapel mics on. They got a band playing outside.
So let us know if it's
no,
too...
it's this way. Yeah, it's this way. They're always backwards. I should flip the camera around.
Yep.
So it doesn't do anything. We're going to order some drinks here in a few minutes. And
I don't see my comments.
That may take a minute to come up.
No, but I mean, all those are already up there.
I don't know.
You're backstage. No live chat.
Oh, it's because this isn't going to work. It's because you're a guest.
Oh.
Keep talking.
Okay. So, anyway, we're out here and we're going to have Mike on from Arizona, and he's going to show us a little bit what's going down in Arizona Bike Week out there in Scottsdale, Phoenix area. I don't know if he's up in Creve Creek. Cave Creek. There, that's where we're going. I haven't had anything to drink yet. So I don't know if he's at Westworld or where he's at. So we'll find out when he comes on where he's at and what he's going to do.
We're Twisted Fork.
Look, the computer's there.
That's us. Can you see it? Stop. I can hear it echoing.
Oh, that's right.
So anyway,
He's going to get rid of that other camera.
and
when
then
the
when
liquor comes back,
we're
we're
going
going
to order a couple of drinks. And
There you go. Now she can answer the comments.
now I can pull them up.
So we got our earbuds
Glasses.
ready for when Mike comes on. So we're actually going to have a stream from Arizona Bike Week. And it's kind of a wrap-up day. But what's nice about Arizona Bike Week on Sunday is there's no charge to get in to see the vendors. This year they charge $20. That's the only thing wrong with the West Coast rallies. This has happened over the years several times that a lot of these venues want to charge you. Las Vegas was like that. You charge you to go in to spend money at a vendor.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I don't do it.
Hi, Randy.
I don't see that it's before. What they did is they sold you, it's kind of like the Buffalo Chip. They sold you a package, came with the concerts and all that. So if they had a couple decent concerts, it wasn't a bad idea. But now what they're doing is they're doing two different things. You're there till a certain time. We found drinks. We're going to order drinks.
I guess a strawberry daiquiri and orange creamsicle. You got it.
And so we ordered our drinks. We're going to turn out like the monkeys out here at night. And so we got, so we're over here at Twisted Fork, if we didn't tell you, right next to Black Widow, Harley Davidson. And we're going to be doing a video over there. I think it's going to be Tuesday when I'm going to be over there. So if you're around, you want to see us, probably mid-morning will probably be when we get over there. Not going to tell you what that video is yet, but it is. And if you're a membership, if you've joined our YouTube membership, not the Patreon one, but the membership, we just put a big lengthy video up this morning, live, telling you a whole lot of stuff that we're not going to talk about on here. A little bit, but none of that. So we're not going to...
Not as much detail.
Yeah, so we're going to start trying to put a video up there at least once a week, telling you kind of what, some of the behind the scenes, some of the things that affect us, things that happen, stuff that way. I feel it's not necessarily a channel. Once we get home, we'll probably put a lot more videos out when we're working on the bikes and stuff like that. I'll probably show more detailed work that we do versus a quick video. Because I don't really want to get a video. I don't really want to go over 30 minutes, but you never know. At this moment, I'm not thinking that. So the bad news is we're not going to
Spring Fling.
Yes. It just didn't work out this year. It's just too time consuming. Not for us that we can't do it, but what ends up happening is the prices of everything just went crazy because we're down to just a week away from going and just way too expensive. They didn't want to sponsor us that full amount. And for us to have to pay $700 out of our pocket for a 3 or 4 day rally that we're probably going to make maybe $100, $200 on, it just isn't going to work out this year.
And,
Next year, yes. We've already talking to them about Bikes, Booze, and Barbecue. And as soon as their spring fling's over, we'll contact them and get it all arranged. And somebody was saying the other day, they thought we were going to run around the whole time in a car. No.
They give us a bike too.
Most of you know that we bring probably way more equipment than anybody else does. Again, if you see this table, I got a computer set up. I got all kinds of stuff. I got the lapel mics going. I've got my backup in case my computer would shut down. We can put the phone on here. We got cameras, and I don't have cameras out here other than the camera on the top of the computer. We don't even use the camera on the computer because we want to give you a better quality of film. So we have that. So we have a lot of stuff. Plus, we want to bring our own helmets. we got to bring, especially at Spring Fling. Last year, the high was 46 degrees. We want to bring all of our
Warm
winter
clothes.
gear with us. So in case it does get cold, we got plenty of gear to wear when we're riding a bike. So I couldn't, if we flew into Fayetteville, for instance, they'd still have to come over and pick all of our stuff up, bring it with us to the dealership, pick up the bike. I still couldn't get all that stuff because we're going to bring a giant, if you've seen that big giant Harley duffel bag, that's what we pack everything in to come out and do an event that we don't bring the trailer. So we'd have to bring all that. There's no way I'm going to strap that on the back of the bike. So they have to follow us all the way into Eureka Springs to
where we're gonna be
unload
staying.
all that. Then when we get ready to go back to the airport, they got to pick it all up and bring it back. Well, the flights we were having coming in on Monday would be at 12, actually it'd be Tuesday morning, 12:30 in the morning is when the plane would be landing. And so we'd get a quick room there, and then first thing in the morning, we would get over there on Tuesday, pick up the bike. That way we got a kind of a half a day that we can kind of check everything out, be able to do the production. So that's it. That's one of the reasons we're not going. The other thing is we're set up to go in a week from now. We're here till Monday morning, a week from tomorrow. We're here in Port Charlotte. So Monday morning around 8 or 9 o'clock, we're going to be heading back to Orlando. We're there for another week because it'll be another, I guess we're about 14, 15, 16, about 17 days away from Leesburg. So we want to get set up for that. We still got maybe a few more videos that we want to do on Leesburg before we get there. So it's kind of a tight situation. Next year, yes, there's a very big possibility we'll be at the Spring Fling next year. We got plenty of time to plan it out.
Yes.
It would have only cost about $800 if we would have booked it a month and a half ago.
And that would have been a little more feasible for us. You know, if they were going to cover part of it and we could have picked up the other part, that would have been no big deal. But that would just
isn't going to work out. We have no hard feelings with them.
No.
They did what they wanted to do, and
we'll still, talk about it. And if you guys want to go,
and
we know a lot of
we even
YouTubers
said
going.
some of the other YouTubers that are going to be there. Wind Road Therapy is going to be there.
Riding the Ozarks
is there. The Badgers
XM
are there.
Biker.
Any of them that want to come on the channel, we could do a live maybe on Saturday or Friday. That.
That's his.
Look at that.
That's hers?
Yeah.
I'm the orangey guy.
Yeah, he
Whoa.
likes orange.
A cup of ice too, if you can.
Cup of ice?
Yes. Thank you for my tea. I don't want the whipped cream.
I didn't know it came with whipped cream. Or I'd have told her no whipped cream. Last time I drank strawberries, it didn't end well.
She had her clothes all off and she was running around in the mall.
I was in a mall, but I had all my clothes on.
She don't know if she did or not.
I
She was so drunk.
was passed out in the bathroom.
Thank you. Put some ice in my tea. So that's what Spring Fling. So Leesburg's all on. Panama City, we just got done with them. We'll talk a little bit about Panama City. No big bands. Not going to happen. Okay. And if you paid in the fall for going to the concerts last year and you thought you were going to be promised for the spring, they are refunding your money. In the next 7 to 10 days, you should get an email. They're going to refund the money to the credit card that you charged it on. So if somebody else paid for it and you had the tickets, they're going to have to take care and get their money refunded. So all that should be done within about 10 days. Everybody should be getting their money, depending on your banks, your credit cards, how long it'll be processed. But you should get your money soon. So we let you know about that. They do have a lot of, and we talk about this all the time. It's nice that these big bands come, all these different big acts have come to rallies, Kid Rock and all these different people like that. It's great that they come to a rally. But you know what that brings? That brings all the stupid car traffic. People that don't even own motorcycles start coming to these events and they're taking up space. Takes up our parking spaces, takes up the traffic. It gets what Sturgis is the same way. There's a lot of people that come to they're staying someplace else, or they're locals that are going to come to the concert at the Buffalo Chip that they wouldn't have came to the rally at all if it wasn't for that. So I always say the same thing. If the only reason you're going to Sturgis or whatever the next big rally is because of the concerts, you should stay home. You should go to a venue that you can sit down, have a nice seat up front. There's a lot of places all over the United States that you can go to that has great concerts. We've been at some great concerts all over the United States. The ones that are usually at a bike rally, they are what they are. To me, they're not worth the $100+ that you pay for the tickets to stand there in a crowd, fight to use Johnny on the spots. I'd rather go to a nice theater that's got real flushing toilets that I don't have to stand in line for. Food that I don't have to stand an hour and it's not off of a food truck. Nothing wrong with food trucks.
Or fair food.
Yeah, fair food. That's what I'd like. Now, I look at it as if there is a band there and I am staying there, I don't mind, maybe checking the band out or something like that. Like a buffalo chip. You're already paying for your campsite and you're staying there. Then it's not so bad to go over there a little while, listen to the bands. We can eat in the trailer before. That's what happened with Kid Rock 2 years ago. Was we went over there in the golf cart. First of all, I couldn't even get in. It was so freaking crowded.
We had to drive back to the trailer and then walk up.
And then we thought, we'll get something to eat. We stood in line. They said, it's about a 2-hour wait in line. For a freaking pizza from Domino's? No. So we thought, well, we won't eat yet. We'll get something back at the trailer. Then I decided I wanted to go take a leak. Same thing. It was probably a 15-minute wait to pee. And it's like, no. We watched a couple songs and I'm like, you ready to go? And she's like, yeah. So we went on back to the trailer. We could hear the band from the trailer. Can't see all the fancy show and stuff. Hey, that's what the buffalo chip should do. They should rent out little monitors that you could sit at your campsite.
There you go. That
we could watch the Hey, I'm going to have to give Rod that idea.
Yep.
That might be a really good idea that they could stream it for a pay for stream.
Yeah.
And if you're already staying there, maybe it'd be $5 or something reasonable. But that might be a thought. Rod, if you're listening, because that'd be neat. We could bring a TV outside. I got a hookup outside. We could bring one of the TVs outside and put the awning out and have a really good party, and we could have lawn chairs to sit in.
Yeah.
Have our own
right
brewski
at
to
our
drink.
campsite.
And I got a bathroom.
Wouldn't be selling the beer that they normally sell. She wanted to see what we were doing. That was the lady that got us a seat over here.
We're live. We're live at Twisted Fork.
He's only had 2 sips.
Manager here, which is really kind of unique. The manager's name is Bert too, but it's not the same Bert that owns Bert's Harley Davidsons. But he's a really nice guy. He's been here ever since we've been coming the last 4 years. He's been the manager here. Always been really nice. We didn't get to catch up with him last year. He was kind of back and forth. He's supposed to be here today.
I haven't seen him.
Yeah, I thought maybe there was a bunch of guys standing at the door. I was looking to see if it was him.
Going in and out of the...
They'll usually give him a free shout out for helping us out here, giving us the time. Video we did the other day, was it Friday?
Thursday.
We did a live from
Thursday.
here. Thursday we did a live, and we didn't even ask him. We just came in and did it. And that's the day we already had talked to him anyway. So, and it is. We got a really nice table. We got a nice couch to sit on. I got a power plug to keep everything going. So, yes, we appreciate all the venues that allow us to do this.
Yes.
And the people that were with Sue, the old girlfriend, and her boyfriend, Tom, they're outside. And
they're listening to the band
and he's
right
like,
now.
can't you just go anywhere because of the advertising? Don't they want it? I'm like, no. We probably have more places that tell us, no, we can't do this than allow us to do this here. And they're like, I can't see why. I don't even want to get into it. We'll get into it on our private channel and explain all the drama that I've had. Where now a lot of times we tell them that we just want to talk to our family when we get done eating.
Our kids.
There you go. You are our family and kids.
That's right.
So the ones that are under about 45 could be our kids.
Yep.
And the ones above that could be just good friends.
Yep.
And so we look at all of you as family. We appreciate you all, and we're going to do a little video here on Rod King. He had some issues that we're going to do. I didn't film a lot, but we'll tell you the little story, and we'll do that on another video. Maybe next week we'll put that out. I did find the footage of it, a little bit I had, and very interesting story. And it's actually her friend Sue, the old girlfriend, and Tom. He had the exact same issue almost a year ago
to the day.
Same thing happened. Not quite as late, but
Danny.
We'll have to tell that story and at another time. So when going back to the bands, no big bands there. I'm pretty much telling you Ocean City's not going to have any big bands either. You might see somebody like Jackal or somebody like that comes to it, but you're not going to see probably much more than that. And if you're waiting for that, quit waiting. You either want to go to the rally or you don't want to go to the rally. I look at the most, and I tell you all this anyway, over and over and over. The fun thing about going to a rally is, one, you get to meet up with a lot of friends. If you're bringing buddies with you, or girlfriends with you, or whatever you're bringing with you, bringing the other woman with you, whatever you're doing, you're there for that excitement. You're out there for a little bit of riding. Around here, there ain't a whole lot of riding, a little bit of riding. And, there's plenty of places to go listen to some great house bands. Sometimes they have a tribute band. Yeah, so there's a lot of great things that you can do besides waiting for a big concert to come on. But,
She thought I was waving to Steve, and that lady waved back to me. She thought I was waving to her. Sorry, I have a frog in my throat.
so she got a strawberry daiquiri, and I got a orange sickle.
Very good.
Had better, but it's okay. Want to taste it?
No, I don't like
orangey. You want the whipped cream? Will rub it all over you.
Yeah, that's all right.
We'll do a whipped cream licking contest. So,
I wrote Mike and told him we're ready whenever he is, and he hasn't come on yet. So
we don't know. We got to see if he's got. He might not have internet there.
He may not.
He should really go to Cave Creek. Is probably the best place for him to go, but it's a smaller town. I don't know how hectic it'll be. Next year we may be covering that. If we're starting to fly back and forth, we may be able to do that because it's our hometown. We only got to drive 250, 300 miles to go over there. We might just take the bike over and stay in a hotel. Probably won't put a video in smaller rallies.
It was Mike and Patsy.
Small rallies, we won't put a video out every day. A lot of times we do lives. That's especially like in Daytona, Sturgis. It's always great to be able to do it live. One, don't get as many views. I don't make it the money that we would make on a regular video, but I don't have to go back and download video. I don't have to put a video up. Sometimes I spend anywhere from 2 to 4 hours editing a video and putting it up, waiting for it to upload and all that kind of stuff.
Sometimes it's all night. He'll get up all night to making sure it's still uploading.
Well, make sure that the computer, something didn't happen to the computer if we're uploading. Also look at YouTube, slapped me on the hand and said, "Oh, you showed too much." And
or you said something you shouldn't have said. They haven't gotten us for that lately, have they?
We've done really, really well.
Yeah.
We haven't been red flagged or yellow flagged for probably a year and a half. And but it all depends. You know, Adam Amsoil, he gets flagged a lot, but he's on the radar. Once you get flagged a couple times, they automatically see a computer watches the video first, so it's looking for certain things. Well, what YouTube asks you is when you're editing, it'll ask you, is there any foul language in it? Is there anything talking about guns? Is there anything about that might offend somebody? And you check all these boxes off, and then at the end you say, there isn't. Well, when you get flagged a bunch of times and you've marked all those boxes, then YouTube says, oh, this guy lies. So we're going to look at every one of his videos, and then they get you. Now, if you're like Prime Cut Pro, you might say, why does that guy get away with putting videos out that other people get flagged on? He's got 1 million subscribers. He's making good money on his channel. So what in turn, YouTube's making a lot more money. They're the ones that, we make 4 to 8 cents on a video. They're probably making 30 or 40 cents on a video. So maybe more than that because they're getting the full price. Because a TV commercial, you figure these people, I don't know what they're paying for commercials. We can put commercials on, and I've never got around to doing that. We can put commercials on other people's channels to where we could say we want on motorcycle channels. We probably could think about that. That people might say, hey, go check out Bob and Tam. They're going to be having some Sturgis videos coming up. Or, hey, they're in Myrtle Beach. So that way when people look at it, they might. So you got to get the first 5 to 10 seconds or 15 seconds, I forget what it is, you have to watch. And then you can click out of it. So if you say a lot of it, you get it all said in 15 seconds, they might hit on that and go to our site and see it. So, don't know. Just a thought we might have.
You looked at that a couple years ago, didn't you?
Yeah.
A year or two ago when we were up in Sturgis. And I don't know. Something to think about. There's June. How you doing up there in Canada? Is it cold up there?
It's cold out everywhere but here. Today wasn't too bad. I don't know what the temperature was here.
It was 80 something. I think it's supposed to get up to 82.
And the humidity's way down. Probably not way down for us. Right now it's 79. And so
I think it got up to 80, 82.
Yeah, so not too bad. It really wasn't
June
hot.
It was nice today. That's great.
I added this morning. We got a video tomorrow. It's not posted yet. It's ready to upload it because we had to bring the computer, so I didn't want to upload while, because you never know. Could take 15 minutes, could take 3 hours to upload. Just you never know the speed and who else is downloading on here. Or if I do it in the morning, it works pretty good because we're earlier than at California time. They're 3 hours behind. If I can upload it at 9 o'clock in the morning, it'll be up probably in 20 or 30 minutes.
Yeah, because it's 6 o'clock out there.
Yeah,
on the
they're
East
not
Coast
even up
time.
yet. But if you wait later in the evening, then I'm hitting their 4 or 5 o'clock that they normally be up. But
the thumbs up button's over here. It's under him this time.
And so it is what it is. Panama City, like I say, we talked to them. We're all set up to be there. So that'll be good. And I think it's going to be a fun rally. maybe it won't bring as many car traffic there. I
Without the
really like
concerts.
Panama City just for the fact that, to me, it's the really only real true beachy town to have a rally at. You can walk out of Sharky's and some of those other bars right on the beach with your drink, and nobody's going to say anything to you. It's legal. Where in Daytona, you can't do nothing out there. So, plus there's no restaurants you can walk
On
out
Main
to the
Street,
beach
can
on.
you walk up and down with the beer?
Pretty sure Main Street was. I think you can. Because those girls are selling at the windows.
I guess.
So yeah, you can. And now in Leesburg, I like Leesburg just because it's more of a down home rally. Like we went to this Arcadia this weekend. A little bit of you've seen a little bit live yesterday. I liked it. It's not good to. I don't have a lot of footage. I made a 15 or 20-minute video out of it. A lot of bikes going by. They had a little bit of a bike show. They had some nice bikes. They had a couple cool bikes there.
Okay.
What did she want?
I have no idea. I just said okay. I think she said if you wanted anything. I don't know.
So I kind of like that Arcadia.
Chadwax.
It just had a more welcoming theme. But I mean, it was an older crowd. I would say the average age was probably about 55 there. There were some younger couples there. Some people had families, brought kids out. But I mean, there wasn't anything. Nobody was gladly dressed. There was a couple girls had some low-cut shirts on and stuff. Somebody else did too. And had a V-shirt on. And so there's
It matched my bike.
Yeah. So some of them had that on. I mean, nobody had pasties on. There's a girl that looks like she's going to flash the camera with there, but she didn't.
Did you see the girl at the end? She had the drink in between her.
Yeah, I put that on the video. I had a couple of nice bartenders. They were very cute and very funny girls.
Yeah.
And they're on the video about 4 times. And that was really about the liveliest people that were there. But everybody was very friendly. Didn't see any trouble. Everybody was courteous. And it was just a really nice time. And so we got there about 9 o'clock and we stayed till about 1:30. So it was okay. I enjoyed it. If I was here again, I would go back to it. I would have liked to have gone to Tallahassee.
For you.
If we would have stayed in Orlando and not come down here, I would have at least gone up for one day to check out Tallahassee's bike, whatever it is. It's 4 or
Rally,
5
bike
days.
week, bike fest, bike day.
Don't know what they call it, but I think it's from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So it would have been like 4 days. So it'd been worth going to just to see what it was.
I said it's a pretty big rally.
But I mean, they have one down here too, that's St. Pete Bike Fest that they have down here too, which I don't know much about that either.
I think Bert's Barracuda puts that one on too.
So Bert's Barracuda took over this Arcadia one because after the pandemic, whoever was taking it to the city or whoever was decided they didn't want to do it no more. So Bert's called them up and said, hey, we'll sponsor it. We'll give the money and all that to do it. And so now it's actually called Bert's Arcadia Bike Fest. And so it's kind of neat. And Bert's over here, really nice guys. They've been very hospitality to us.
Gunner is a great guy.
We've never had any. He does all the Facebook and stuff that they do now. But we've known him now for 4 years too, and we've always had a great rapport with them. And so it's a great place. I would highly recommend if you're in this area looking for a bike, either here or over in Clearwater, Tampa area, checking out Bert's Barracuda. It's a lot bigger. But I mean, they both give you free beer in the afternoon as long as you're of age, and free beer.
21 and over.
So pretty nice. So that's kind of that's going on. We got Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Beach, we're going to show up on what time? Look at that
Where's
phone.
my
All the
phone?
calendars are the same.
No, they're not.
That's your phone right there.
No, this is my phone.
Well, you can look at any of them should have a
It
calendar.
does not. You look it up. We get March 6th is when we get to Myrtle Beach. And Myrtle Beach starts on the 10th, so we'll be there 4 days early.
We'll probably get there late in the afternoon, so probably that day we won't be available. Calendar.
See it?
It should be.
Nope.
My phone guy has all that.
I know. Our two phones are hooked together.
And
This
so
one is a
there you go.
different
We'll be
phone.
in Myrtle Beach, and we're there for like 2 full weeks in Myrtle Beach. This could very well be our last trip to Myrtle Beach. Don't know yet. We'll have to see because we don't really have any connection with the dealership. So unless the demo truck wanted to give us a bike, but I mean the hotels there are crazy for pricing. So I doubt it.
And I don't think Steven has an extra bedroom.
Yeah. And so I don't know.
Richard might.
I can't say that we won't because I don't know what rallies we're going to be doing next year. All I know in 2025, we definitely will be in Sturgis. Other than that, I don't know. I would definitely like to do Lake of the Ozarks again. I like Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue.
Sturgis.
Yeah, Sturgis. That I would love to go to the Smokeout, but I mean that's way over in South Carolina for us. That's a long haul to haul the trailer again. That's might as well go to Daytona again. So I don't know if we'll ever make it there.
When is the Smokeout? Was that?
It's September, October too. It's late in the year. So I would like to go. Somebody's
Mike's
trying to get on, and device not connected. So he may have bad internet. So we'll have to wait and see if he comes on and if his internet works.
That might be the issue.
Could be.
Depending on where he's at.
You might hold that phone and check it once. Oh, that's your phone there.
Yeah.
Check it once in a while if he writes back.
Somebody
else wrote on.
George Short says hello from Maine. How about that?
Yeah, stop talking. I gotta take this off. It makes a noise when I click it back on. Bathroom. If I can get up out of here.
I know it's pretty close. I should probably sit up straight. I'm leaning back. When he put on the camera, I'm like, oh my gosh, I look a mess. So anyway, what part of Maine are you from, George? We're still down here in sunny California, sunny Florida. The weather's still been great. I mean, this would have been a good day to ride too. We're supposed to meet up with Sanibel influencers. We're supposed to meet up with them on the 12th. I think we're going to go with them. Probably need to get a cheap bike and trailer and just leave it on the East Coast. And we thought about that. I mean, I'm sure there's a few places we could leave it at. I'm sure the guy that we stay at in Daytona, Sam, I'm sure he'd let us keep a motorcycle there. I mean, he's got a couple motorcycles. We could probably even use one of his. And probably Heavy Ed would let us use a motorcycle or rent us one at a very reasonable price, I would think. So there's options out there, I guess, that we could use and we could do. Waldo, it's near Belfast in Mid-Coast. So is it anywhere by Bentley's? We went up there when we went to Laconia, went to Bentley's. And I think that's in a town that starts with an A, and I can't think of the name of it. But we got to go there. I don't know exactly where that is. I know it was on the coast, but I don't know if it's south, mid, or north where Bentley's is at. So I don't know. See, that would be some of Tam's money and drive time. That would save you tons of money and drive time.
Yes.
They said we should find a lot and a bike and keep it here on the East Coast.
We've thought about that. I'm just gonna try to pinch it on my shirt.
Oh, nope, that didn't work.
Maybe I'll just sit it down here. So I don't know. That was what I always said. I would wish we would make enough money that we could leave bikes in several different places in the United States and fly in. Well, that solves one problem, but we also have to have, we can't afford to buy condos in all these different states. There's Mike's finally back on.
Yep, there he said.
Let me get one of our microphones hooked up here. Let's see. I gotta go up here.
Okay, Southern Maine. So you're in mid-Maine. Okay. So that's probably about the only place we've been in Maine. When we were up there at Laconia, we went to his campground, and I guess he had a ride that we went up there and did. So we're getting ready here, Mike. We got to put in our earbuds. Hang on. Oops, he just left.
Yeah. We'll be ready when he comes back. Okay, let me go in here while he's doing that. Let me check the settings and make sure our audio is on. Yep, it's on AirPod, so that's good. So we're all ready. Oh, there he is.
There we go.
He's back.
Okay. There he is. Is that Patsy back there jumping up and down?
What is it?
Hey.
What is up? What is up live from beautiful Scottsdale, Arizona? How are we doing today?
We're doing good. How are you guys?
We're doing excellent. Before we head inside, I thought I'd show the demo rides that are available here that they're doing up till 5 o'clock today. So if you're in Arizona, come on down. They have basically everybody that's anybody that's out here. So let me flip this around. We're currently in the BMW tent with the BMW Experience and all the different BMW bikes that are here. As you can see, they got some R12s. This is their F800. This is kind of like their Pan American, I guess, or maybe the GS. That's an R1300. These are adventure biking hardcore. Now we're getting into their touring demos. If you don't spend enough money on a Goldwing, you can get a 1600 GTL. It's a German Goldwing. My model. I married a model.
Your Vanna
You know
White.
this 1800? This reminds me of the old Victory bikes. It's kind of got that Victory styling to it. Suzuki's represented here today. Kawasaki, and of course the Big Daddy's here. Harley's here. Indian's here. KTM's here, in case you do like that adventure dirt biking lifestyle. They do require a helmet and gloves if you're going to ride. So you have to have your own helmet, your own gloves, and you have to sign the waivers to sign your life away. So we're going to go ahead and head inside. We'll check back in live from the vendor area there here at Scottsdale, Arizona at Arizona Bike Week.
There you
All
go.
right,
Sounds good.
We'll see you then.
All right, so there's our first broadcast from Arizona Bike Week. We'll get to ask them some questions in a little bit about what they think about what's going on. They actually live there in Phoenix area, but he actually drives a truck, so they're gone most of the weekend. So they really, this might be their first time. I don't know if they came out last night or not, but we'll ask them that when they get inside. So they're going to go in the venue area where you have to pay. But right now, on Sunday, there's no charge because they want to try to get more local people because they know most people are heading home right now that are, like if we were there, we'd be heading home Sunday morning too. Most people got to go to work on Monday. So that's pretty normal. So they try to do what they can to bring in the local people. So pretty exciting. Like I said, we've done this rally in the past. We've been there 3 times, I think.
I've been there twice. I think you went with Art once.
Okay, so 3 times I've been there. I was never overly impressed with it. It's a lot of riding from Scottsdale is where the what's they call
Westworld.
Westworld is.
That's where all the vendors are at.
It's like a rodeo area, and that's why they charge, because they charge them a fortune to have the event there. There's some camping around the outside, very limited.
We're good.
And so, wait, just asking if we needed anything else. That's what we're looking at. Then you go over to Cave Creek. That's really cool, but very small. And it's very crowded.
It's kind of like I would compare it to Daytona Main Street. It's 3 or 4 blocks long, lots of action going on, lots of people, lots of partying, and it's very small. It's like that. That's what I would compare it to.
And so it's really cool. The dealerships are kind of spread out. There is some cool places to ride. Is it Tortilla Flats?
Tortilla Flats.
That's kind of a cool town to go ride to. There's a couple ghost towns, a couple not pretend ghost towns that they built you can go to and check out different things and stuff. So there's some stuff to do out there. Never been to the desert. Kawamoto, that's been on our channel several times, he's out there the first time. He doesn't like it because it's colder there.
He says it's too hot in the sun and too cold in the shade.
Yeah.
He says it's too hot for me here. I said stand in the shade. He's like, oh, no, it's too cold in the shade.
If you watch any of his videos, he's been doing a lot of lives from there. He's got a winter coat on. So
Mike, the roving reporter. That's right.
You just don't know about the temperature and stuff because it's still spring and things can happen. I don't know if Mike's ready to come back.
I don't know. I guess he is maybe. Oops.
All right.
Too hot, not too cold.
All right.
So are you back?
This is the perfect weather.
Are you ready to go in?
Oh, I like a lot of power in the Sturgis.
I can't hear
Yes,
what
they're not
they're
ready
saying.
yet. So it's kind of exciting. We've been to that rally. We've also gone to the Reno one. That's called Reno one's called
The arena.
Reno, Reno.
Street Vibrations.
She needs a hearing aid. And so they come back. Put like things in my ear. And so we've done those rallies. The West Coast is kind of sad because mostly it's all gone now. They don't really have the rallies that used to be there. You know, Laughlin's gone. Las Vegas used to have a bike fest. It's gone. It's just really sad that California and stuff in the West Coast, they just really can't get anything put together. Because there's a lot of bikes out there. People can, it's like Florida. You can ride year round in most of the areas out there. Where we're at, we can pretty much ride year round. Temperature-wise, it's not bad. It just gets really windy, and in the summer, it's really hot. So we don't get to do the riding that I'd like to do if we were anywhere else. So in California is where we did the most riding. Yep. We talked a little bit today on our live that I did for our premiere group.
Oh, what's that say?
And I don't know.
I don't know what, oh, it's the prices to get in, I guess, but
Hello. Oh, we're on the show. Sorry about that. These are we were showing you the prices to get in for the 4 days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday was $149. And then each day was a little bit more expensive up till Saturday with Godsmack. They're estimating they had 50,000 bikes in Cave Creek alone, not including what was happening here. So that was a little crazy. Let me turn this around slowly for we can see walking into the main entrance here at Westworld in Scottsdale. And we'll head towards around and see what we have here. And we're walking into the main bike area. Hello. How was the crowd this weekend? Good crowd? Good. Super busy. How many people do you think were here Saturday? 50,000 here too, because Cave Creek was crazy from what it was. Well, thank you very much.
Have a good day.
And here we are. This is the main exhibition hall here at Westworld. They got some bikes for sale. Pie Trust. Let me know if I need to go a little bit slower, walking slower. We got some live music going on. Let's see how the trike prices are looking here. These are independents. These are people just selling their bikes. These are not, I think there's probably some dealer here. Custom trunk on the trike. You like that? Nice bike. I like that trike.
Look at this.
2014 Ultra Limited CVO, 19,000. This looks like one of Steve Wallace's bikes.
That's the painted pearl.
Yeah, it does look like. I don't think it is though, because he'd have the stretched bag on the back. But it's a 2015 CVO Road Glide Ultra, 26.5. 80,000 invested. So this is where you could actually bring your bike in and sell it yourself, personally, person to person. '19 Road Glide Ultra Screaming Eagle, 35,000 miles, 14-inch raised handlebar, has a tall boy seat for comfort, 18.5. That is a pretty good price for 2019 for all the extras added to it. So that's the used bike corral. If you're looking to get some ink work done here, getting your tattoos done here, get ink done live. This is the beer garden. In the exposition center, indoors, this is the only spot you can drink. You have to be on that side of the fence to drink. There's the giant spear of death. The stunt show they'll be doing live here at about, I think that one goes off at 3. And the Motorcycle Safety Foundation does their demo they're the last demo of the day. They'll go 4. When they do that, we'll go live. Uh-oh. She's seen jewelry. Yeah, it's getting expensive here. Silver jewelry, turquoise stones, opals. Vests. Suede and leather, nice. More jewelry. Excuse me, I hate to interrupt. Was he actually in Daytona? You okay if we go live on Bob and Tam's Excellent Adventure? They're currently getting ready for Leesburg. I'd like to ask you, you got all the way from Daytona to here.
We didn't ride down.
But you flew in, and was it a big turnout? Now you're here in Scottsdale. Outstanding. Now, are you going to Sturgis this year on top of it? No Sturgis? Any other rallies you plan on doing?
Maybe, but probably not. It depends on our work schedule.
Outstanding, outstanding. Have a great afternoon. Thank you. Hello, ladies. Shades if you need them. This is the indoor vendor area. Some Western wear. It is Scottsdale, Westworld. They do a big Western show here. Leatherwork and handbags. Thigh brush. Ironically, what I've nicknamed my beard.
Look at that one. Like.
You just figured out thigh brush. Let's see. I don't know if these are Maria headbands or not. I don't think so.
So what we're doing right now is we're over at Arizona Bike Week. We're not, but Mike is. The one that got married out there in Sturgis last year, Mike and Patsy. And so they're just kind of giving you an inside look. This is something new for us. They've never had vendors inside the rodeo area. So it's very unique. I don't know if that's something new they built, but there was a building before that used to be there, but never let you in. That's where Speeds and some of the other, there's a few vendors outside that got a better price because they were outside the vending area. So he's just giving us kind of a walk around to show what's kind of in there. Like I say, this is Sunday, so there's not much there. He was saying that they've been telling him there was like 50,000 people. Cave Creek couldn't hold probably 5,000 people.
Well, this wasn't for the concert they had, the Godsmack.
No, but he was saying that before he came on, he said that Cave Creek was predicting 50,000 people yesterday. That girl said there was 50,000 also came through the area yesterday. I don't buy that. When you start looking at that kind of people, first of all, Cave Creek, there's not that much parking. There's no way you could get 5,000 bikes. You probably couldn't get 1,000 bikes down there just because of the parking down there. More likely, you might be able to get 500 bikes, and there would be a lot because you're kind of parking at the bars, and they let you do some street parking, but they were still allowing cars to come through. So
I think that's a major thoroughfare.
Yeah, it's a main highway to go through that town, so they can't close it down or anything. So that's one of the issues. He's probably just looking to see if he's on still. We just don't have the volume on at the moment. We just want to let everybody know kind of what was going on.
Oh, where they come in off the highway, coming right off the highway. And Bell Road. Outstanding. Thank you.
So he's using his phone. So typically what a phone does is when you're talking, the microphone will pick up for you. So he's not able to get the person talking to him. That's kind of why a lot of times we'll use stuff like this.
Hey, Mike.
So is there any vendors outside?
Yeah, we're going to go out the back gate here in a moment. But this is something I think is relatively new to Scottsdale. They're doing rally photos like they do in Sturgis, where they go and set up all over the Black Hills, and you go in and you can order the photos. You can do that here now. They have 2 cameramen set up in town, one right off the 101 where you come into Westworld, and one up on Bell Road. So as you're riding in, they snap the photo, you come and check it out. Come and sign it out. So that's something kind of new. You can get your own photo here.
Yep, that's pretty cool.
We've seen that somewhere else. Where was that at before that you could look at the computer and see your photos?
I think it was in Sturgis or... I don't know. We've seen it somewhere.
It was in a smaller rally,
and they had a tent, and then you could pick out your photo right then and there instead of going home and try to search it.
City?
Maybe, I don't know.
There was a rally we were at that had the same setup. Might even be the same people.
I think so.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, no, they stopped. There's a delay.
Yeah.
Hey, look. I found a place where all my money went. So this is the back and the sewing, and this is the patch area. People our age, would we have ever believed as children that weed would be this legal? Oh. Apparently somebody wants a case of the munchies. A little bit higher end jewelry here. Yes, honey. And here's the...
Put my glasses back on. Can't see.
We got the sticker. Have you guys ever thought of doing an actual Bob and Tam patch?
Yes.
We looked into it.
We're looking at it now. One off the new logo, but it's just patches aren't very cheap. And they want you to order like 100 of them. And if you're paying like $5 to $7 for 100, that's quite a bit of money to invest.
$500 to $700.
So I'm still looking because I'm looking at the new one. We got some new patches coming with the same design of the bike. And maybe if we find one that works out, maybe we'll have it available. Maybe we'll sell it. And that maybe would offset the cost of selling them for what it costs us to make them.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's definitely something I have been thinking about doing.
You want to get that for your vest? She wants a waving flag like mine, like on my vest. I don't know if you can see my wave.
There you go, yep.
She wants a waving flag for hers to go on. She's got her Colorado and her flag there. I want to get her a military one, but I got to get her to enlist first, and that way then she can get a military patch.
Hey, that helps.
Well, not
Nope.
happening.
Nope.
You want to have
I
him
don't
go ahead
think
and
you'll
sew it
meet
on
the
right
age
here?
requirement.
Hey, come on. She looks 21.
I know, but I said she's not old enough.
So all right, we're gonna go ahead, get her a patch there.
Okay.
Oh, watch out there. Also, to give you guys a quick update while we're looking around here, we got everything set up for our big swearing in event at Sturgis.
Yeah.
It's all locked in stone. The only thing we're waiting on hearing back from the military is a possible flyover.
Cool.
So everything else is ready to go. So
That's
for those of you
awesome.
watching us out that are going to be in Sturgis on Thursday, August 8th, we're doing a live swearing in to the military at the Buffalo Chip. Then we're doing the Freedom Celebration. We have Kid Rock. We do not know this first band yet, though. There are issues in Sturgis with getting bands to sign this year. It has been confirmed. They're having a little bit of delay because everybody's out on tour and everybody's locked into Live Nation. They own everybody. So there's not a lot of acts available in the time frame that can fit with what the chip needs.
Well, the
They
other
are
thing going on with the chip is I think Damon's booking all the bands now. So I think he's kind of booking more for his age group of bands, and I think that might be part of the problem. But I mean, I don't know. I know he's booking the bands because when we talked to Rod, he said, "Well, you got to check with Damon to find out exactly what the next announcement is." So that's why we figured he's doing it, and we'll see. This year definitely is going to be a very quiet year in Sturgis because I can't believe we just found out Susie's has all of her cabins. She's cut them to $1,200 for the whole week at Susie's campground right around the corner from Kathmandu. So, Days Inn usually is sold out in January. He's still got spots they're pushing. So it to me looks like this is going to, and a lot of people might be waiting for the 85th. And
We're
could be
skipping this year.
Yeah, maybe Rod had said, "Hey, Damon, we'll let you do the 84."
How you doing, brother?
It turns out, and determine on who's going to book bands for the 85th.
So yeah, that's, you know, and with the Brass Knuckle and Iron Horse stepping up their signings, that does cut down on availability for the other venue.
Yeah, especially with the Iron Horse and the Knuckle, those are free shows. So it's tough to bring in a better band, and they're letting you in for free.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. You know, it's going to be interesting to see what the loss of the Beaver Bar does to the eastern end of town.
Yeah.
To see how big of a big effect that's going to have.
She talked to us this last week. We talked to her, and she said the last couple of years that it had gotten really slow for her. That I think it's because it was so hard to get into the Beaver Bar. You either had to go to the gas station or come back from the other direction to get in there. And I think that kind of hurt her. Years ago, they never had those mediums up there, and you could just turn anywhere you wanted when the Full Throttle used to be there.
Yeah, you couldn't go east on 34 without turning in to go towards the Full Throttle to get into the Beaver Bar. But if you're going west, you pulled right in.
Yeah, and I think that hurt her. And I think, you know, she didn't have as many vendors. I said if somebody wanted to go in there now, if you put out like a Wall of Death out there or put some stunt shows out there in the front to get people to start attracting to come in there. But when there's not very many bikes there, people are like, I'm not going. So most of her customers were like from Glencoe and from Steel Pony and Lampshire. They are coming in to where it's not much of people riding in. So
You want to check out the leather?
This year, she's not doing anything. She's actually is looking at some property that she might see. She did really good with the Mustang Rally. That's one of her big catering events. So she's hoping that by the 85th, she'll own some property that she'll be able to put a tent on. She'll be able to have her vendors there. And so we'll just have to wait and see what she does in the future. But she's like me, thinking the same thing, that if we're lucky to have 10 more years of this before it's all gone. And people keep argue with me that it's not going to happen, but you'll wait and see. In 10 years, we can talk about it. And we'll know I think after the 85th, we'll see a lot different. Especially now if we're not going to get a lot of the big concerts at a lot of these other venues.
I think that after the 85th, the biggest change we're gonna see is going to be in the actual expenses that the venues are willing to put into it. I think it's going to be a lot more of a public event, like a picnic or get together or a gathering, than it's going to be these big, giant, planned 50,000, 100,000 people events. It's going to be a lot more localized. It's going to be a lot more face-to-face individual rally people versus the big, giant mega rallies. I just think the expenses for many people is getting to be too much. 150 for 4 days of Scottsdale.
And that's just getting into place.
Yeah, when this started, when the first Arizona Bike Week happened, it was free everywhere. You know, the money they made is what they made off the vendors providing the services. Everything to get in was free. So 150 before you've spent a dime. You know, that's the tickets to the concert. That gets you the concerts, but that's a pretty steep tag for 4 days of rally. Hi, say hi. You're on Bob and Tam Live. Hi, everybody. Where y'all at right now? You're in Scottsdale? Scottsdale, Arizona. Where are y'all from? Where are you from, sir? Well, that is like New Mexico almost, right? What do you ride?
Street light.
What year?
I mean a road light.
Road light.
2011 CDO.
Have you checked out the new 2024s yet? Have you test rode one over here at the demo ride?
No, because I think my next bike will probably be a trike, because I'm getting up in the age here where it's getting a little heavy. But,
Well, it was nice of you to bring your daughter out today with you.
thank you. Yes. I did rock the trailer. Yeah,
You
good day, sir.
You guys have a great rally, great experience here at Arizona Bike Week. Thank you very much. Apache Junction. It's New Mexico.
Yeah, there you go. And it's Arizona Bike Week. Mike's probably right. It's just like this Arcadia that we just went to this weekend. You know, it's more of a day rally, and I think that is something that could still happen in the future by having a day rally or a weekend rally. But I mean, what hurts all this is so many people think it's going to go nuts. That I'm going to do a video here in the next few weeks, and we're going to talk about upgrading your bikes. We're going to talk about why we do what we do. Why do I think rallies are going to cease to exist? When I start talking to you about this, you're going to start thinking about what my thoughts are. And some of you may agree with what I'll end up saying. Some of you are probably going to say, no, it's never going to happen. But when I explain, I kind of figured this out mainly this year, what the big catch was. And once we talk about that, then we'll see what the crowds will be. And like I say, Daytona this year, I think, was a better rally people-wise compared to last year's 2023's rally. But overall, ever since 2020 and 2021, the rallies have been getting smaller. Sturgis tried to say last year it was almost 75,000 less than the 75th. Well, they're on dope. They're smoking crack or something, because there was no way. It wasn't even half the people. Wasn't even a quarter of the people. And when you see that there's no hotel rooms, there's no campgrounds available, the only thing you can do is tent camp, then we got a good crowd. But when you can still find hookups, you can still find a place to stay. You're not sitting in traffic, rolling your bike to get to the full throttle or getting to the buffalo chip. That's a crowd. And we've been in that, and it wasn't an anniversary year. So we don't see that anymore. Yeah, Panama City, Myrtle Beach, we're going to see some traffic, but it's a tourist area. It's the freaking cars in the way. Just like, I don't know if you've seen it, or Mike, or not, but on Facebook, somebody posted a picture of Cave Creek. The one whole side was nothing but cars backing up traffic, and one side had bikes coming in. Well, you still got all that. It's like I was just saying a while ago when you're walking around, there's no way 50,000 bikes could park in Cave Creek. You probably couldn't even get 1,000 bikes to park in Cave Creek. So how could 50,000 people be in Cave Creek in one day?
We went to an 81 event that was kind enough to invite me and Patsy out. Their rodeo they do up in Cave Creek. There was 400, and that seemed excessive for Cave Creek. There was 400 bikes for just that event.
Yeah.
And, you know, that seemed like that town was packed. So I think the reports that I got from my friend that went up there last night, 5,000 people probably seemed like 50 to her.
Yeah.
Because
Which it does.
she rode from Phoenix to Cave Creek and said it was a long ride. So you can put that in your own.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the Miss Patsy's looking at some chaps here to match her vest.
There you go.
My lady wants chaps. So then we're going to cut off here for a little bit.
Okay.
We're going to go outside and get situated, get something to drink, and get set up, and we'll be back live here from Arizona Bike Week in Scottsdale, Arizona. For Bob and Tam, this is Patsy and Mike saying we'll be right back.
There you go. Thanks a lot, Mike. So that's pretty exciting. We appreciate that. I know a lot of you may not want to see this. We've had a few people drop off, but the idea is, you know, when we have an opportunity to have, like Mike's been a good subscriber for several years with us. He's done this before to where he's kind of helped us out and give some of that coverage of that. So it's not us talking, it's more him kind of telling you. So, you know, he doesn't have a YouTube channel. He's not a YouTuber or anything. But we
He's bringing you more information of a rally that we can't be at.
Yeah,
so
you can kind of see that and you think about it. You know, maybe that's the reason we started this channel, was to give people the idea of what are at other rallies. To where, you know, it's just like us. I thought for years me and Art were going to ride out to Daytona. Well, there was no way we could do it. We'd need 3 weeks of driving out and coming back. We're not going out in 3 days and ride, you know, 900 miles or 800 miles a day to get there. It just isn't. I'm not looking to kill myself anymore. So we had thought, you know, to go out there and we want a full week out there, we could probably do it in 2 weeks if we hustled. But we used to go to Sturgis. It was about 1,500 miles, and we did that in 3 days. That's a nice ride. You know, 500 miles a day. You know, just taking it easy, not breaking our necks and not riding. You know, pretty much sun up, sundown's about normally what we ride. And stop off at different places and kind of check out, you know, what you have limited time to do. But you know, that's what we thought about our channel on, thinking that, hey, we want to show you what, hey, if you're on the West Coast, here's what, if you did go to Daytona, here's what you might get to see and what you might get to do. Well, I also thought that when we did this, that we'd have people watch our channel all year round because they'd want to see all these other rallies. Well, our channel doesn't do that. It doesn't seem like we
people that are going to watch Daytona are going to watch Daytona. People that are going to Sturgis are going to watch Sturgis. We probably have the 30-something people on now are probably our regular subscribers that watch all of our videos anyway. And we do appreciate y'all, and we couldn't do it without you guys. And but trying to get the other people to kind of come on, you know, just like Leesburg will come up here. I had a really good video here, which right now it's not, compared to my normal video, it's not very good. But, you know, we got, I think, 2,300 people watch the video. Well, that's great for this time because we're kind of sucking in our videos and just not getting a lot of views. But a lot of times people will only watch our video when they're interested in going to that. You know, I'm interested in Daytona. I'm interested in Myrtle Beach. I'm interested in this or that. Or, hey, I went last year, but I want to see what they're doing this year. So that's kind of what I think our channel has gotten to. Sturgis is a little different because I think on everybody's bucket list, Sturgis is there. Either I've been there or I want to go there. And so I think we get a really good following when it comes to Sturgis. And we're going to be starting videos real soon on Sturgis because we're already starting to get some information. I told you a little bit about it. I think this will be, if you want to go and it's not very crowded, this would be the great year to go because it's not going to be crowded. You're not going to have to sit out a lot of times in a lot of places to get in. Right now, there's nobody sold out. Hotel rooms are still available. You know, you might get the Sturgis House downtown. They're probably sold out. They only got 7 rooms or 8 rooms or whatever. They're probably sold out because a lot of the same people come back every year and get that same rooms. So they're different from a lot of the other hotels. But so far, everybody we've talked to so far has said we've got room. No hesitation. But yet prices are high. To get a room around anywhere downtown is about $350 a night. So it is tough, and then this is the economy's tough. You know, gas is expensive now, food is expensive now, beer is expensive now. Wherever you go, things are a lot more expensive than what we did 4 years ago. Well, just like you said the other night on the radio or on the TV, they said an average beer right now across the United States is $8. That's everyday price, and a margarita was like what, $24?
22, I think. So
22. So. There you go. So it's if you compare that to Sturgis prices, it's like they're right in the ballpark there. We don't go out. I mean, I'm sure if you go to these high-end places, it's really pricey for drinks and everything. So, you know, it depends on where you go. If you go to a ball game or if you go to Disneyland or, you know, any place, they're going to gouge you because they know they can. They got you. You're a captive audience, so they can do it. Just like when you go to the movie theater and you pay $12 for a little bag of popcorn and $10 for a soda. So it might be a big soda, but $10 for a soda is outrageous. And then if you look around at some of the Sturgis for 16 trips, I've paid less each year. No, there you go. And you can. And that's what we always say, that if you have a budget, you want to rough it out, you want to stay in a tent, there's free camping at Camp Road 5, I think it is, right in between Deadwood and Sturgis. A lot of people stay down there. Scooter Tramp Scotty stays down there. A couple other people that we know stay down there. They did put porta potties down there last year, so that was probably nice for those guys. And if you want, you can rough it. You can bring a bag of bread and some peanut butter and have peanut butter sandwiches. You can go to Walmart or one of the liquor stores and buy a 6-pack of beer, and you can ride in the hills and do it relatively cheap. But it depends on what you want to do. If you want the luxury and you want a glamp, or you want the high-end hotels, then you pay for it. So there's G. Ratham. How you doing? Eating in Sturgis, your hamburger is $20 to $25. I pay $14 for a full meal at the American Legion. Yep. And the one downtown too, you can get a decent meal at. And they also have like $3 beers or whatever, dollar beers at the American Legion. So you can get a deal. Just depends on where you're at.
If you're hanging out at One Eye Jacks and you want to watch the girls and all that kind of stuff, well then yeah, you're going to pay more there for a beer. And a lot of the places, you go out to the Full Throttle, they're very expensive. So if you want to go out there and do something too, you're going to spend more because they're trying to make their money all solely on the liquor, And so there is places you can get a good deal, and there's places that's going to cost you a lot more money. So it just kind of depends on where you want to go. You can't get out behind the table and move it a little bit there. And so yeah, but it's one, we're not big drinkers. We just had finished yours too. We both had our drinks today, and and they were $12 a piece. We got frozen drinks. I got an orange slice, and she got a strawberry daiquiri. It was $12, $24 for 2 drinks. But that's all we're going to do. If we sat here and had 6 or 7 of them, that'd get up to be pretty expensive evening. Well, you got to learn to pace yourself, or go back to where you're staying, your hotel, your campground, things like that, and drink beer that you buy. Even at the Full Throttle, at the Buffalo Chip, their beer really isn't that high if you buy it by the 6-pack, 12-pack, 24-pack. It's not that much more than if you went to the grocery store in town. People complain about it, but it's not that bad. Can you bring beer and stuff into the Buffalo Chip? Yeah, as long as it's not out there and open. If you're coming riding on your bike, you got it strapped on the back of your bike, they're going to stop you. If you're bringing a keg in or something like that, yes, they're going to stop you. But we had liquor in our trailer. We always do. We have a couple bottles of stuff in case I want to do. I'm big for hurricanes. That's what it is. And so we got some another unsweet iced tea. Lots of ice. Thank you. And so it is what it is. And but you can save money. Let me get here. I can see a bunch of comments coming up, and I'm missing out on. My glasses are dirty. Don't forget to hit. Okay, there you go. Neil saying don't forget to hit that button. Thumbs up for us. We do appreciate that. The Piedmont Legion is a great place. Yes, it is. Fender Kitten's on. So, yep, it is. It's we've ate there a couple times. Did a breakfast there, and I think we did an evening dinner there too. The Vets Club in town, they have dinners and stuff. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of breakfasts out there. You don't have to go to wherever and spend money for an expensive breakfast. And I need some more white sugar. Thank you. And so, yes, there's a lot of great places. Used to get the free beer at the Knuckle at 1,300 hours and see the wet T-shirt. I believe they still do it. I know they do it in Daytona, but they do it at the Iron Horse in Sturgis. They give you at 5 o'clock that 1 hour that you can have refills. I would think they do because it's the Iron Horse. The Iron Horse in Sturgis, did they give the free beer for that hour?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. She's pretty sure that they did. They do too. So there you go. Appreciate that. Let's see what else we got. Truly appreciate you too and how well you keep us informed on Sturgis Rally. I know it doesn't get said a lot, but we do. And we do. We appreciate all of that. Without you guys watching us and telling us this, I wouldn't do it. Because we're definitely not getting rich off of this.
And we're not doing it for the money. We're just doing it to bring you guys good information. We have fun. We enjoy meeting all of you guys. We love hanging out with you guys. So it is. It's fun, but it costs a lot of money. So we just, if we can just break even, that's all we're asking for.
And
Fender Kitten's on, huh?
Yep, she said something a while ago.
Hey, Sean. I haven't been there for a couple of years, so I can't say. I don't know where he has been.
So, Fender Kitten, where are you staying at in Sturgis this year?
Buffalo Chip.
Oh, that's right?
Yeah.
No. Sorry. Didn't know she already knew.
Probably in Pinsky Park.
Hey, guess what we saw out there?
What'd you see out there?
Naked people.
There you go. Naked people out here watching the bands.
Naked people at the Twisted Fork. Now you know how I got twisted.
The band's all done?
Yeah, we don't want no more.
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
another one's not setting up. It's early.
Not no more.
Huh.
For all the old
4 o'clock.
parts.
Pack your bags and go home, huh?
Yeah, that's
All right. All righty.
what we're gonna do.
That's right.
Go home.
All righty.
I'm gonna go home on Sunday afternoon and chase her around the house naked and hope to God I don't slip and fall forward.
Well, you get to watch your mooning tomorrow.
My booty.
Your mooning.
There's a solar eclipse, and
Yeah. I'm doing that naked.
he said he's going to run
That's
around
what
his
you
front
said.
yard naked. He's
You're
going to give us a
mooning.
moon blindness from his whiteness out there.
Yep.
So,
It's a once in a
Full moon.
lifetime opportunity.
There you go.
Take advantage
But you're not
of
going to see the total eclipse.
so Dave's Crazy Trailer is going to stay at Hog Heaven.
All righty.
And,
A lot of you guys stay out there, I think. Harley One Forever stays out there, and G Ratham, they stay out there a lot.
Where are you at? We are at the Twisted Fork in
Port Charlotte.
right next to Black Widow Harley Davidson. That's right next to where we're at.
You
And
gotta go to bed.
they're very nice. Bert's the GM here. He's always been very hospitality to us to let us come in. We got a really nice place here. We got a nice soft couch to sit on, table in front of us. The van was on this side. Over that way. Over that way. Gotta point. I'm not pointing the right way. I'm pointing
Well,
the
then
same
point that
I'm gonna
way.
Point that way. There you go. That way is where the van was. They just told us they just quit. They're tearing down really early.
4 o'clock. 4 o'clock.
Yeah. What the heck is going on with that?
Yeah.
Maybe they knew we were going to go live. Originally, we were going to go live at 4. But since Mike came on,
All righty. I gotta say bye to my friend.
Mama's got a food.
and so
She's gotta go to work.
friends are going to leave, and they're moving on. She got to get up early in the morning and go to work. So we're going to let her go and check out what's going on up there. And we'll stay on just a little bit longer here. Here's George. George's got something to say. To save a few dollars at the chip, consider their meal deal. Not dirt cheap, but good food and lots of it. Also, I think there's Woody's $1 brats and beers, staged right, but didn't try them. Yes, so George is right, but on the food deal, it's very limited. They may be sold out. They only have very few. You get like there's a whole bunch. You get a couple breakfasts, you get a couple lunches, you get two good, really expensive dinners. All ends up being a pretty good price if you take advantage of all the meals. Every day from the time they open in the morning, 9 or 10 o'clock, till 5 o'clock at night. It's called Woody's Bar. Not Woody's Bar.
Watering hole.
Watering hole. That's it. Woody's Watering Hole. He'll have $1 brats or $1 hot dogs and $1 beer. Whatever they had. Last year they had Miller beer.
No, of course. I thought it was Coors Light.
Okay, one of those two. They had that, and what do you expect for a buck? And so it's pretty good. And so when people say there isn't any, he's done that every year for I think 20 years. He's been doing that. He's had for just a couple of years. Then Woody told us, I've been doing that for a long time. What he meant for 28 years, I don't know. So it's kind of neat.
So Honolulu's on.
There you go.
Buzz. Patsy said, I put on some as we've gotten married, I've gotten time to fit chaps in around my middle. I hear you, Patsy. I hate chaps. I just rather have my legs be cold because I'm not getting some that are size 59.
She had a pair of those before.
I know. And it's like they're way too big because you measure your thighs and stuff. And it's like, okay, these would fit an elephant. I don't need these. And then, I don't know. Yes, I hate
My
chaps.
best chaps, she's got a set at home. If she loses a little bit of weight again, she'll be able to fit in them. But they're Harley ones. And if you get them in the off season, you can get usually a pretty good price. But they've got double zippers on them. So, if you get a little bigger, you can go to the second groove. And they're a little bit more stretchable. They got a little bit of stretching material on the inside. So they're easier to get around your legs versus we bought the cheap ones before. They were just all cowhide. They either fit or they don't fit. And then you cut off the bottoms of whatever you need. And we had those originally. And then, heck, my chaps I bought from Harley, I probably have had them
A long time. At least 15, 20 years.
Yeah, 15 or 20 years. And I still can wear them now. I need to lose a little bit of weight. We probably both gained weight in these last couple weeks. But so we're going to try to get definitely soon we need to go on a crash diet and start watching what we eat and all that
No more
good
ice
stuff.
cream.
She had one last night.
I know. Ray said he lost internet. He's back now.
All right.
And that's Karen still on. What would it take for you guys to stay at the Sturgis View. It would be awesome having you guys by us, especially for the famous Wisconsin Friday night.
So
fish
I
fry.
think somebody new owns the Sturgis View. You're talking about the one that's up on the hill
Is
on the
that
other
the
side of the highway. Is that
RV?
the one you're
It
talking?
used to be Big Rig.
Yeah, is that what you're talking about? Are you talking about the one that's right there
Downtown.
behind the Iron Horse? That's the Sturgis.
RV park.
Yeah, Sturgis RV Park. Or are you talking about that one that's way over there behind?
Eagle's Nest.
Yeah, Eagle's Nest, Days Inn, back in that area. Tell me which one you're talking about, and then we'll know.
Fancy photos. We'll put pleats and legs to fit. That's what I've done. I know. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Pleats or just that stretchy material like you get your jeans made out of.
Okay. So Shell Jones is on. He said our friends, Mike and Patsy, were just there, and he came online and
There you go.
tell me about your channel. So
Told
what
me
we
about
are
your
is
channel.
we're a YouTube
No, he said they told him about our channel.
we cover motorcycle rallies.
There you
So
go.
What is your vendor booth? Are you
Yep.
are you the patch person, or who are you? I'll let you have a free plug.
Yep, there you go. Tell us a little bit about your stuff.
And she came on.
Sturgis View is on the hill behind the Eagle's Nest. Okay.
Okay.
We've been up there. We haven't been in it, but we've
Yeah.
been up there.
Don't know.
He's leaning
Might
back
make it someday. Might make it there someday. The problem, not the problem, it's a good thing. At Sturgis, we have a lot of campgrounds that want us to stay with them. So
We might have to come up there for the fish fry. So they have a fish fry on Friday night.
One of the things with Kathmandu, for instance, is we've stayed there the most. Back when we even had to pay for it, we stayed there the most.
They're from Milwaukee's Leather. We've
Okay.
met somebody in Panama City Beach that was from Milwaukee Leathers. You were at Sharky's and we pulled in on our bike and we talked to you. Somebody. I don't know if it was you guys or not, but there you go.
So,
booked at the
you go.
celebrity.
And so yeah, I don't know. I lost my thought. Campgrounds.
Yeah.
And so we stayed a lot of campgrounds. I really like Kathmandu. Now we're going through. This will be our third owner that we've dealt with at Kathmandu. You know, and why do we stay there? One, we like to sleep at night, and they have low tolerance for noise after about 11 o'clock at night. So if somebody's next to you and they're out there talking loud, they'll come over and tell them, dude, you got to pipe down. Don't like it, get out. And so we like that. You know, I want to party. Well, then go to a campground that does that. We want to sleep because we want to get up early, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. We're out again on the next adventure to show you what's going on,
Kimberly's
especially
on.
in Sturgis.
Or was.
So what we have to look at is that's one thing. The second thing that I do, but we don't use it all the time, we've only used it twice, is the bus. They have that big giant, it's not a school bus, but it's a big giant touring bus. It's got the accordion in the middle. And it takes you downtown every 30 minutes. So every hour on the hour it comes back. So it's either picking you up on the hour or the half hour, taking you back to the campground. So if you want to come and have fun, and you don't want to stay under 30 minutes, you can run back, get the bus on the way back. So,
It was them that we saw at Sharky's.
okay.
So, all right, that's cool. Are you going to be down in Panama City Beach this year? Are you all on your laptop? What is the name of your wireless and mic? And they are connected to your laptop. Yeah, we've got these, which are the Rode mics.
No, these are the DJI First Series. We have that quit playing your mic; it makes noise when you play with it.
And then,
And then the camera
Logi.
is. I really want to get a better camera.
LOGI.
Yeah, LOGI, Logi. And I only paid like $40, $50 for that camera. And well, see, what I do is I don't shoot at the high. I don't shoot at 1080. We
Yeah,
shoot
we
at
have this
720. So because we're using a Mac. Mac's only got very limited plugs. It has no USBs, so I have to use adapters to hook into that to run everything to it. And then we just got Apple iPods for the ears, because if you're going to bring people on your channel, you have to have
you'll get
earbuds
feedback.
or something, because you'll get an echo. And like the other day, we had somebody on, and it was they really couldn't even talk. They couldn't hear us at all, I guess. And I don't even know who that was. And
I don't remember.
Mike's back. Somebody's
I
showing
know.
something.
Yes, but at Harley. Okay. Well, we'll see you there.
Hi,
Oh,
everybody.
there's
I'm with Ginger from Phoenix
You're on.
Motor Leathers.
Can't hear you. Oh,
This
I hear you.
is where I get my leather work done. This is #1 leather shop in the valley. How many locations we at now?
We have 3, Fort Mojave, Avondale, and Mesa. I work the Mesa shop.
That's where I got my chaps, best money I spent, and they size them for you and everything. You're also going to be in Sturgis this year. Where are you going to be at in Sturgis?
We will be up at the Spearfish Canyon Lodge.
That is a party unto itself from what I've heard about Spearfish Canyon Lodge. That's a big turnout out there. And what's the number one thing you think is a leather purchase that people need when they ride the motorcycle? What's a jacket or chaps?
Oh, you need gloves and a vest.
Gloves and a vest.
Chaps third.
Chaps third.
Yeah.
Now, do you wear your chaps as rain gear? Do you have them weatherproofed, or do you go with separate rain gear?
I wear it all. Kind of just depends on how I feel. If it's super raining, rain gear, but otherwise chaps cover it.
Now, you also have patches?
Yep, that's what I do. I'm the patch sewer.
Outstanding. Now, the Avondale shop is relatively new. How's it doing out there? Is it
fantastic? Fantastic for everybody that lives out there on that side. It's been there for 2 years, and everything you need done can be done there also, and in Fort Mojave.
Live from Arizona Bike Week, I'm Michael G. with Ginger from Phoenix Motor Leathers. When you see them at Spearfish Lodge, it's definitely worth stopping by their shop. Their prices are great, their service is great, and their leather is outstanding.
Come say hi.
Thank you, Ginger.
Yeah.
Not a problem, though.
Sorry, forgot to turn my microphone back on. We're back. So I said it was just really neat to have people that are smaller shops. They got 3, but I mean, they're pretty much in the Arizona area. So it's kind of neat to do something like that because it's more likely a local family may own it or something like that. It's not one of the big giant corporate places out there to where, if you do have a problem, we can talk to you. And so there you go. So that's Mike giving us, that was actually the girl, I think it was just on our channel and said she came on and said that they,
It was a different leather
it's a
shop.
different place. Sorry.
The other one was Milwaukee Leathers.
Oh, okay.
And they go all over the United States, so all over to the different rallies. This girl is more local right there in Arizona area.
So in Ray's Moto Mics, what I ended up going with these DJI mics is because I wanted something that would plug directly into our phone with the plug. So that way, depending on what I want to do with the microphone, and then, which I've got the Rhodes too. The Rhodes I didn't care for as much. They're a little bit more, pick up a little bit more background noise. No, I haven't switched to the 2s yet, but this one does, but there's noise in the background. So apparently you guys were not being overpowered. The fan was outside, so not too bad. The video you're going to see tomorrow, we actually use this style of mic, and there's a generator running behind it. So you do hear that hum of that generator. Normally we don't usually hear too much behind us, but I guess it must have just been at that right tone. But we used to just put earphones in because we don't get a lot of guests on our show. It seems like if we get too many guests on our show, you guys don't watch. We're not like the monkey where we bring a dozen people on or half a dozen, whatever he's been on there. We've been on his channel a couple times.
Well, to me, it's too confusing.
Well, it gets too many people, and if you get to where we talk over each other, like we talk over them, we start cutting out. So you don't get to hear us talk.
Yeah, we're good. Thank you.
And so that's the part you have to watch when you're doing live. So we try to really never have more than one other guest on at a time. Because I like to do just like what I was doing. Put him on full screen. Well, he's not turning his phone sideways, which would give us this better view like you see here. When you do them up and down, that's more for if you're doing TikTok, Instagram, what's the other
Shorts.
one? Shorts. Those have to be up and down because of the scale that they watch on. So that's kind of what I've learned from what I've done.
Can you hear us now?
Wait, so
I don't know. They said they might, unless that was a delayed reaction.
it could be.
Hi, Bob and Tam. How you guys doing? We're doing great. Hockey 87. How are you doing?
Yeah. So, yeah, we should be fine with the sound now. I know it takes a few minutes for it to come back up. Just kind of looking to see what he's doing down there. He's in the other.
He's sticking his tongue out.
And looking at the other. He's down in the green room. And so your guest can be down there. And that's like the phone here. It's actually in the dark room. You can't even see it. Well, I guess you could see it. We'd see the screen on there. But it's been taken out. So that way she can answer the comments. Because I've got the mouse on here, turning him on and off and us on and off. So that's kind of what I like to do, because if you're watching on your phone and there's 6 people there, you can't even see who they are. Now, if you're on a TV, it is. If we're at home watching in our bedroom or a big TV in the living room, it's easy to see 6 people on the screen. But
if you're watching on your phone and you got that little bitty screen up,
and you got 6 people in it, that's just a little too much. But I like to try to stay on some kind of topic to where if we're, even though I'm kind of all over the place, we try to kind of keep the same information coming out to where I think the Monk does when he does a lot of his is it's people that he's camped with. Is some of those people to where they'll talk about Leesburg or they'll talk about Smokeout or wherever they were all at. Sturgis, they all went to the Iron Horse or whatever. So they kind of have something
still pony
to link in with each other, which is it's nice, but it kind of makes it a universal conversation that you have. So
I got rid of my road mics.
So we'd like to eventually, which is bad because we're in Arizona, we'd really like to set up a studio seating area where we could bring in other YouTubers that could come to our studio. And we could set up 3 or 4 different cameras. I'm actually looking at some switchers and stuff like that we would be moving them back and forth to let each guest talk. And we've got enough microphones now where we could have microphones on. Same thing here. His microphone's off now. So it's easy to go in and turn them on and off. We can actually do this with phones. I could set up 6 phones and have them all facing at each person that's talking and a microphone on those people to where we could turn them all on and off as they want to talk on whatever. So
we've got a Rode boom mic that can pick up pretty far away.
Yeah, so I've got
he said he's got new mics that pick up 65 feet away.
But see, I don't, which is great, but anything that's less than 65 feet that you don't want in your video, you're going to get that too. Now, my Rode mic might do that. I got a shotgun mic that's on my Sony camcorder that I normally take out. But I want just what I want to hear.
Well, when we did Billy Lane, when he was at the Sons of Speed, I don't know if it was last year or the year before,
last year.
He was way back in the back. There was a whole bunch of crowd, and he had the Canon, which you can zoom in really good. So that mic and that zoom lens, it looked like he was right up in Billy Lane's face.
And I was probably a block away, and you could hear him clear as day, but nobody else was talking. He was just talking to the 2 guys, and I didn't think I got any of it. I couldn't even hear what they were saying. But in turn, I got it all on my boom mic. So I do use that only on that camera because I can see the volume. I don't have to, and you can. You get a better camera, you can put earbuds in your head, and you can hear what's being recorded. If you watch Mexi Philly, he's got that. He listens to himself talk on his microphone. That way he can hear if the background noise is loud, he can pick that up. Well, if we were in a studio, I wouldn't mind doing that, but I don't want to do it out on the road. We got enough people looking at us now wondering what the hell we're doing over here. So she's doing that. She'll listen.
We're right by the bathroom. So people walk by and they're like,
what the hell are people talking to themselves? And lots of different people has got earbuds. They're talking down the highway. You walk up to them and you're thinking they're talking to you, and it's like.
Well, sometimes how I say hi to you guys when you come on, I was doing that, and this girl that walked by went, like, "Who are you?" I'm like, "I'm not waving to you. I'm waving to people on the camera."
Yeah. So it's all. Got another comment there.
And he says he's pretty happy with his Rode mic. I've been on a bunch of lives and difficult to talk over people just because of time delay. From Alaska in the lower 48. Yeah, those are all done. You can take all those.
And so it is what it is. And it is all trying different microphones. And the problem is it gets really expensive. I'm actually now looking at a 360 camera, which I swore I would never use it. But I actually, when we were in Daytona, I should have spent more time with the guy. There was a guy from the factory who was showing me stuff because I hate that fisheye look. But you can actually set it on your phone when you're edited to take all that out. Which I will. You'll never see a fisheye on mine. But the idea is, the video I did yesterday, you don't see her riding at all. Because I only got my front camera. She usually likes to rather follow me than be in front of me.
Well, he had the GPS, and I wasn't. If I know where we're going, like when we were in Daytona, I was in the lead because I knew how to get to the dealership. And so I knew the route we were going to take, and so I was in the front.
So you can see that. But now, with her being behind me at times, you're not going to see her. But with the 360 camera, I would be able to see that. And see, when she's on the back of the bike, she's getting all those other shots that we could get with a 360 without buying nothing else. But now I found a cheaper place to get a 360, and after I order mine, I will tell you where you can get one and save about $25 to $30 on it. But I ain't saying where it's at yet because I don't want them to sell out. So I just found that out yesterday, and I'm probably going to order it Monday. And then we'll start playing with that in Leesburg probably.
He's on his way. Oh, we must have lost him too.
Oh, yeah, they're
Mike's not on there. Well, Patsy said, I lost my husband. I can't find him. And she said she sent out the beacon and he's on his way back now.
So, yeah. So we do what we do. I really need to really cut back on the videos, non-rally time, to keep them down to 2 or 3 a week, where I could spend a little more time editing, a little bit higher quality. Because like I say, mostly we're more of a vlogging station, to where we're just shooting stuff. I'm cutting it real cool, we're cutting edits, and that's it. And that's pretty much what we do. I don't give you movie type videos. You know, I'd like to go get my drone license. I'm going to probably try that this year when I get back after winter time. Try to go get my drone license, because I'd like to do some of those, like 2-lane change, whatever the hell those guys are called, with the drone flying alongside of us, get a bunch of different shots like that, where we can put it in some of the videos and stuff. There's a couple other things I'm going to start doing. I found some other software. I'm working on trying to get my thumbnails a little bit better. I've been using Canva. Canva just doesn't give you that extra punch that you want out of a thumbnail.
To draw the attention, to get people to click on it.
90% of the people are looking at your thumbnail. That's what's going to get people to click on what you do. You've been looking at some of my videos. I've changed some of them because I was thinking, wording it this way, I think we'll get more people to watch it. Like Willie's, I had written something else, best chopper show to see in the world or something. Didn't get a lot of views. Well, I changed the thumbnail, everything, and I got a lot more views after the fact. But you want that first punch, because if YouTube looks at it and says, wow, 1,000 people in an hour watched your video,
then they'll start pushing it.
Yeah, they're going to push it out at least to you guys, plus out to other people that
may not have watched it.
Yeah, they're maybe just motorcycle people. So we're hoping once we get home, start working on the chopper, doing some stuff on that. Maybe pick up a couple other bikes that we're going to be working on and stuff. That will hopefully bring in a different breed of people too. And so we may get to be kind of like the monkey, where we only do 3 or 4 rallies a year and not be out all the time. So we'll see how that all goes. Interesting, not interesting? You tell me.
Yeah. And we just lost Mike.
Well, we'll come back in a minute. But yeah, it's we have a lot of fun doing this. Some people ask me that. Why do you do this? You definitely can't be doing it for the money. Well, the idea when I first started this is, and some of you have been around a while, I've said this before, is my buddy Art, 20 years ago, got screwed by Dragonfly, people that did fairings, did fairings and radios. And so he spent, this is 20 years ago, $1,500 for this thing, and it all crapped out. And we went to the guy, and the guy basically said, F you, when we finally chased him down. And so that's what kind of started me thinking about that. You got to really find good vendors. For instance, Speeds, we've been dealing with Speeds for over 20 years, before we ever got into YouTube. They'd done work on my bikes. They actually warranted something. I didn't even buy from them. That's how I started going to them, and took care of me. And then Chubby Cups, we've known him longer than that. Probably about 25 years we've known Chubby Cups. We bought our first metal cup holders from him. And then when I got another bike, he hooked it all up for me for free. He took the other bracket, he got some brackets, got some screws, hooked it all up, put it on my new bike for me. And I'm like, how much I owe you? He said, nothing. I take care of you. And so that's when I started thinking, okay, there is some good vendors out here. Second thing is, when we started going to the big rally like Sturgis, we've gone to like Laughlin River Run. We did that every year for 17 years. Every year we went. Been to Reno about 3 or 4 times. Been to Vegas a couple of times. Did the Love Ride once. Been a bunch of different little venues, but never anything big like I would say Sturgis. So when we went to Sturgis, we kind of just hung out and go full throttle. We did a couple of rides. I don't think we ever went down Main Street.
We might have.
But that was it. We didn't know anything else. Well, then that's when we thought, with 2020, when we went to Sturgis, we thought, let's show people some of the things that are going on out here. And that's how our channel took off. Everybody was home in 2020, so they were all like watching what was going on. We blew up like 6,000 subscribers that month. It was the best month we ever had in YouTube. But a lot of people remind me now, back then everybody was stuck home. Nobody was out doing nothing. Now
I was sitting home watching YouTube.
Yeah. Now you got people out doing stuff, so you're not getting the views because of that.
You did back then.
But yet I see other YouTubers that are getting views. So I don't know. So that's why we're kind of looking to kind of change up a little bit and maybe start doing a little bit more bike work. Maybe we'll get into the veteran giveaway bikes. We're still working on that. We got an attorney to talk to when we get to Sturgis about helping us get a 501c. And that way people can donate stuff and all the money. It's like if you guys watch the Badgers, they started a new program that they're giving. They're helping people that get hurt on motorcycles and stuff. And it's going to be a nonprofit. No expenses will be taken out of it or anything else. And the same thing what we're doing. If we get our nonprofit going on for our bike giveaway for the veterans, they will be nothing. We'll make our money here. This is what we're
on
doing
the videos.
on the videos that I make of the bikes. And then the bikes itself is 100%, every single dime, everything, any money coming in will all be spent on the bikes that we buy and give away. And we'll have organizations, veteran clubs, VFW, American Legion. They'll be the ones helping us find the vets that need these bikes. And then we're open to follow them. It should be great content too. So we'll see how all that goes. It's still something I really want to do. It's just we don't really have the money to invest in a lot of this. We got a few people that have volunteered parts to fix the bike, stock parts, not doing anything customized on it. We're just going to try to get good bikes.
Make sure they're sound and running good.
Yeah, good bike that they can have and no strings attached to it. Could be salvage titles. We don't know for sure where we're getting the bikes at yet or how much we got to invest in them. But our idea is we're hoping that the channel, by doing this, will blow up and we'll make enough money off of our channel that we can donate it to our veteran organization bikes. So that's what we'll do in that case. Because we won't have the overhead of coming out and traveling as much. Sturgis I do love. We're still going to do the 85th. After the 85th.
Hey, Hill, email us your phone number. I don't know if I've got it or not. So email us at contactus@bobandtams.com your information. And then we'll get together in Sturgis. So you'll be up there.
And if we've ever given you our phone number or information like that, you have to contact us. Don't think that you said, oh man, you said you get with us in Leesburg and meet up with us, and you never called. We're not going to call you anybody. Because by the time we get there, we're so busy running around doing stuff that we don't even think of anybody until after the event. We're like, oh crap, we were supposed to check whatever happened to so-and-so, and she'll write them and say, oh, we were waiting for your call. No, you text us right away when you're in town and say, hey, we're here. When are you guys available? We've always got time available, but I can't tell you now if somebody says, well, when are you going to have your meet and greet in Sturgis? I don't know yet because I don't know what our schedule is going to be. Plus, we try to find out.
Well, and there's all of you say, I'm getting here this day, I'm getting here this day, I'm getting here way before, I'm getting here way after. And it's like, I can't remember who everybody's going to be and where everybody's going to be. So I always say, don't hesitate to text and reach out to us.
Don't call because the phone doesn't, we keep the volume down and the way Verizon, we have visible through Verizon, that's that phone. People always ask about that. If the voicemails go somewhere else, and sometimes it takes a week for the voicemail to come back. So
and every morning I try to reboot the phone, but it's still, but it'll tell me if I've got a message.
Yeah, a text will come up.
A text will come up right away and say, I've got messages. But the phone, I don't know if somebody calls and I don't hear it or.
And that's not one of our main phones. It's our Bob and Tam phone. We don't give the information out here because we don't. Right now, it doesn't get spammed. And our phones get a dozen spams a day, so we don't want to give that out. So we don't really give our personal number out. We did originally, we don't anymore because we'd rather have this phone. That way, we know when this phone rings. If it's a number because if you send a number, she'll send you a text with our number in it, and then she puts your name on there, and then that way we know when it.
Well, somebody wrote me today, and it came up with a number, but I didn't have a name, and I answered them, and I said, "Tell me your name." I said, "I've got your number, but I don't have your name."
So they actually have some property, which would be nice if I was going to look to see how far that was from the Keys, and because they actually wrote back and said the condos we don't live in it; it's just for friends to use. So they said, anytime we want to use it, just let them know, and they'll set it up for us. I guess they got a hidden key or something, and tell us where it's at, and we can come and use it anytime we want. Which we appreciate that. Because that's how we get to what we do.
And it makes it more feasible for us because then we can do these videos. We don't have to worry about where the next meal's coming from. No.
It's tough because, some people say, well, come and stay at my house. Well, I'm always leery at staying at other people's houses. Not that I don't trust you or anything like that, but it's weird because you're with people that you know, and we've got, especially when we're doing a rally. We stayed with Emory HVAC last year in Ocean City. I think we seen him once the whole time we were there.
When he came in,
when we got up in the morning, they were on bed still. We got back
they stayed out late.
When they got back at night, they were still out partying. We were asleep by the time they came in. So it kind of went that way. And I guess we only seen him the day we got there. And I think we might have seen him the day we left.
No, they were in bed when we left. We left early that morning. Because we had to get back. And
sometimes that works out because they didn't own that condo either. It's somebody, one of his customers gives him that condo to use. And so that made it nice in that way to where we could do It wasn't his place, wasn't our place. It's kind of like staying in a hotel.
Yeah.
We had our own bedroom and our own
Bathroom.
bathroom. All right, looks like Mike's back on again.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's see what Mike's got to say.
Okay, Mike, you're back.
We are at the vendor area outside at Arizona Bike Week at West World of Scottsdale. And we're with some familiar friends to Bob and Tam.
Oh, Clockworks.
There you go.
Is Brian there?
I don't know.
Oh,
let me
Rick
ask. It's going to be loud for a second.
They're at Rick Rack.
Is Ryan working today?
No, that's Rick Rack.
Which one? Which
Shane.
friend are you looking for?
Shane. Is Shane there?
No, Shane's not there. What's up?
Hey,
How are y'all? It took me a moment.
Yeah.
We're hiding.
Yeah,
We're
no,
hiding
Shane's
here.
still in North Carolina.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
okay.
I seen his video. So how you guys doing?
We're doing okay.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
We're
And,
enjoying ourselves. It's nice and bright and sunny now. The rain's
Yeah.
already gone.
There you go.
Did the rain hamper attendance this year with the Friday and Saturday? It killed it the day it happened. The day after was fine, but the day it happened, it killed it. Had some bad weather. A rarity for Bike Week in Arizona. Usually it's almost 100 here by now. A little bit over there. So we are in with the Rick Rack, Clockworks, Dakota gauges, everything and anything you need for your bike. They got. I figured you guys would appreciate a live from your friends.
There you go.
Because you see, it's a pretty good crowd in here. They got some radios jamming. They got the lights flashing. So a live update from Arizona Bike Week. I'm Michael G. I'll be back in 5. I got to go feed the missus. She's hungry. So we'll get a price tag on some of the food here, and we'll check back in just a little bit.
All righty.
All right. So I had to switch them all back around again. So Rowan says check your email.
Oh.
Talking to each other.
Videos, I've had bad habits forgetting to leave comments.
Which is tough. Now, what I do, let me get my thing out of my ear again. What I used to do when I edited, when I'm at home, I do this all the time. And when I'm in the trailer, I don't do as much because I don't want to tie our internet up. But at home, we got a lot of good speeds. So I don't worry about it. What I do is, like Ray's Motor Life, I'll turn your video on and I won't watch it. But it plays through all the commercials and all that. And at the end, I click on a bunch of the comments and see what everybody wrote. And then I take a comment and I base it on what everybody else wrote about. That's a good comment, and YouTube likes that because you're talking about the rally or talking about the video. If you're just saying, hi, Ray's Motor Life.
Or just say nice video.
No, yeah, that ain't enough because what YouTube looks at it is that's a bot. They give you no credit for that. What do you mean credit? Well, when you get, it's just like somebody that subscribes the minute you sit, like somebody walks in here and say, oh, what are you guys doing? Oh, we're Bob and Tam. Like that lady that just came on a few minutes ago from
Milwaukee Leathers.
Yeah, Milwaukee Leathers. They watched it for a few minutes. If they didn't watch it for 3 minutes and they subscribe, YouTube will take them away within a week because they think it's a bot. Same thing when people hit a thumbs up before the video comes on or a thumbs up in the first second. You got to watch 3 minutes of a video before you subscribe, before you make a comment, or before you give a thumbs up. If you don't, you wasted your time of doing the comment. Now, if you're just wanting us to know that you watched it, that's great. But to give us credit, and what you mean by credit, not any more money, but what YouTube is, hey, these people are interested. They're writing good comments. Let's push that video out to more people because apparently it must be pretty good if they're writing comments. So when you do a good video, like the motorcycle, when I talked about the Road Glide, got a lot of great comments on that. YouTube pushes that out, which I can see on my video. It did about double what I've been doing this last week or so for views. And so that's how they look at it. If you're a YouTuber, you should remind people that. And sometimes I forget about saying that just don't, like, well, if somebody has to do that, they'll come up and we'll give them a card and they're like, oh, let me subscribe you right now. And she'll tell them, as I'm walking away, you need to watch 3 minutes. So we'll see them standing there, letting it play. Put it in your pocket. You don't have to watch it.
Yeah.
Just let it play. And when the video's over, if you want to write a comment, great. Or if you want to give us a thumbs up, that's great. But just at least watch 3 minutes of it, so that way you're a real subscriber with us. Now, other people say, why do I not get notified anymore? Here's why you don't get notified anymore. You're not watching enough videos of us. Because what YouTube looks at, just like us, we have it every once in a while. Tam will say that. What happened to so and so? We used
We
to watch them all the time. Traveling Robert. Actually, when his video came up today, I haven't seen one of his videos for I don't know how long pop up on my feed. We have the bell rang for him and everything else. But see, we're watching more motorcycle content now,
And
or
it's
I'm
not.
watching videos on editing, and they're not pushing the RV to me anymore. Like somebody that's traveling. So that's how they look at it, and that's how you lose out on us. The other way is to do is take the bell off, click out, click back into another video, then hit that bell again. That'll refresh it again, and then the next few videos they'll put a bell up. But if I put a video out every day this week, and you only watch one of them, at the end of the week they're going to turn the bell off on you. Same thing with subscribing.
Even though it looks like the bell's still on.
You're just not going to get notified anymore. And that happens to all of us. It's because it's the algorithms. And nobody can figure them out. They change them all the time. But this is a true rule of thumb, is what I just told you about. 3 minutes, 3 minutes, 3 minutes. That's the most important thing before you do anything on a video. If you want us to get credit for it.
Yeah, because you can't like it before you watch it. Because then YouTube says, how do you know if you liked it if you didn't watch any of it?
So that's different now. If you give us a thumbs up now on a live, you don't have to watch all that.
We'll be there.
And you can subscribe during a live. They're not quite so critique of that as they are everything else. Because it's like if you're a new YouTuber, lives can help you if you can get people to watch your video. Even if you only had 10 people watch the video and you did a 10-hour thing, you look at it and you end up with a couple hundred hours of credit. So that'll help. Sometimes we've done that. I've gotten on some videos, I've gotten a couple thousand hours of video watching by you guys going back and watching a 2-hour video. It can help you, especially if you're a new channel. So that's another way to get up over that, 1,500 subscribers or whatever it is now. I don't know what it is now.
1,000
But you used to have
subscribers.
5,000 watch hours before you made any real money and all that kind of stuff. But if you're a YouTuber and you're thinking you're going to get rich on YouTube, good luck. It's
Not unless you get those millions of subscribers or a million views.
well, yeah. And
You
that's
can
what
have 1,000 subscribers and get 1 million views and you'll make money.
you got to make sure you're monetized.
Yeah.
So that's what it's all about. And it's not just necessarily views. They call it the click rate. My click rate's between right around 7 most of the time, but I mean sometimes we get around 4 or 5. That's kind of sad. You should be over 8. 7 or 8 is really good and higher. That shows how long people are clicking and staying on your video. So that's always important. And if you look at your views, which you always see, people come on right here, and then as your video goes on, it keeps dropping because people get bored with you. They don't want to hear. They want to, and we're bad about that we don't do that because we start a video out, and I don't always think about that. So you want a cliffhanger. It's kind of like her 2 wheels. She's pretty good about that. She puts a thumbnail up. Can you believe what I ran over? And then she says something when she first comes on, and maybe somewhere at the end she finally tells you about it. The monkey did that a while back, long time ago, I guess, when I first started seeing him. He did one about install a new headlight or something. He went through the whole freaking video before he actually showed you this headlight that he bought.
He's like, oh, at the end, he's like, well, we'll see you later. Oh, and there's the headlight I put in.
Yeah. So, but I mean, it was the idea is if you wanted to see the headlight, you had to watch that whole video. Now, some people might have got like me, would have said, well, after a few minutes, you might say, if he ain't going to show it to me, I'm moving on and watching something else. But everybody's a little different on what kind of content. Like the video coming out tomorrow, it's going to show her pulling up on her bike. It goes into the intro. It goes into some girls. We found some really cute little girls that were doing the bar and stuff. It's worth watching the whole video for them. But the idea is we almost have to do our video, and then at the end come back and do our intro. So normally when we first start out in the morning or the evening, we do our intro. Hey, this is Bob and Tam. We're heading over to Arcadia today. Let's get on the bikes. Let's ride. And then we show the video. And at the end, we come back and say, thanks for watching, like we normally do. Well, if you're a normal subscriber, you might say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and watch this. If you're somebody new, you might say, I don't care less about Arcadia. What's going on there? But we would say, hey, there's really cute girls. You guys need to stay around and hang around and see today. Then they go, oh, okay, let's see who these cute girls are. But we wouldn't put them at the beginning, though. We put them in. But I've got them all through the video. The same girls saying a bunch of different stuff. So it's worth it. In the very end, they're very funny. And she puts a beer someplace you would like to see where she got it at. And she got that shot. But they were just really cute girls. And you're behind on your comments. Got a bunch of them.
Oh, sorry.
All right, so what do we got? Well, I have to have a meet up and greet. I'm sure Bob and Tam will have a meet and greet at the campground. Yes, we will. That will happen. How long does it take to get to Sturgis from Alaska, Neil? Good to know that, Bob. I will start telling people to make sure they leave a comment and not just say hi. There you go. And as I say, the more we can educate people, the more we all can make more money by people understanding the rule of thumb for us. Because you'll notice that, especially when you're a small channel, you'll see subscribers drop. Like, let's say tomorrow you had 1,200, and then a week from now it drops down to 1,100. You're like, where the hell did those 100 people go? That's those people that didn't watch the video. YouTube comes in and cleans it up. But once you get to be a bigger subscriber like us, we don't really notice any leave. You can actually go in and they'll tell you in the statistics, analytics, they'll tell you how many subscribers came and how many leave. Mine, I'm always looking at what I get. I average 300 to 500 every month. So during rally time.
That's
so Neil, she wanted to know how long it takes you. Now Neil flies in. He doesn't ride. I don't know. Neil, have you ever rode?
I think he used to.
The monkey is the master at clickbait without being annoying at all. Yes, he is. He is just, what makes the monkey so great is he's a very good talker. He's got a very good voice, and he's a good bull crapper. He can really lay it on, and you guys just suck it up. And I don't, there's a lot of YouTubers that are very good at that. They're very good at clickbait, and, they get you in there, and they watch it all, and you're like, they never even said what they were talking about. A lot of the girls do that. I'm not going to call any one particular channel out, but I see it more on the girls that do the clickbait and get you in there. Next thing they're wearing half their clothes are off, and they're showing a lot, and they're doing a lot, and they're just trying to attract you by what they're showing you, not necessarily telling you anything about what they were talking about in the video. So I don't like that. We try not to do my best not to do clickbait. We try to, if we're going to put a video out, we try to say, like tomorrow's video, it says Arcadia Bike Fest. That's it. The two cute girls are going to be the thumbnail, and we've got a scene of Main Street behind us with some bikes on it. So that's the thumbnail. So everything that's there is in the video. We're at Arcadia, Florida. We're there. Those girls are in the video a lot, and then we are on Main Street. So there's nothing clicky about that. So it could be a little fancier. We could put some blurs around us and stuff, and halos over their heads, and I haven't figured all that out yet. But all that takes a lot of time to do. So now what they tell you to do is you should do your thumbnail before you do the video. Well, it seems to be if I take clips from the video, it seems to do better with you guys. So that's what we've been doing, but we've learned how to, because like Monkey, he says most of his thumbnails he makes on camera. And a lot of people, a lot of big YouTubers, which I don't know, I don't really watch him enough to tell if he's a big YouTuber. He's a big YouTuber. He's got 100,000 subscribers. That's a big YouTuber does. Now, there's other YouTubers out here that's got 1 million, like Prime Cut Pro, and also Documentary. He's got about 800,000. Those are big YouTubers to us. And there's also, you got Mr. Beast, millions of subscribers and stuff. I don't really watch Mr. Beast. Never seen a whole video of his all the way through. He's even got a TV channel now through Roku. You can actually watch his videos. I would love to get to that level that I could make a TV style. But the problem that we have, which some of the other, especially the girls that do videos, a lot of them are their husbands or boyfriends are filming them. So they have a camera person. And that makes a big difference, especially if you can put the lapel mic on, we can walk around. I was wanting to start doing that because I found out that I have AI that's in my Premiere, will go in and clean up my audio, take out the so's and take out the ands. Well, if I'm behind the scenes, you won't see that jumping around. That's what's important. And so the more you say so or and, that shows we're not complete with our sentence. That's where the professional monkey, he's very good at that. You hardly ever hear him say so or and. He's like talking to you. So sometimes I get like that. When I did the video the other day about the motorcycle, Road Glide, I think it went pretty smooth for me. I didn't have a whole lot of edits I had to do of me hesitating. There was a couple places I said it didn't come out like I wanted, and I cut that. And that's where you see, I put a bike riding over it. I'm riding the bike. So you don't see those cuts. That's the way you're supposed to do a video. You're also supposed to edit your video. Not edit it, but you're supposed to script it to where we know what we're going to say. We have no idea. She never has a clue what we're going to say. So sometimes I'll say just a few minutes before we go, here's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to do this. And she'll just say, okay.
He doesn't ever do that.
I do that once in a while. I said, I'll go to Arcadia. I said, we're going to welcome everybody out here to Arcadia. Let's go.
Usually he'll start out and he'll just go, blah, 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 and it's like, all right. And then he's like, yeah. And I'm like, Arcadia.
You said your part at the end. And
sometimes I don't know he's done. I think he's in the middle of a video, and he's like, "All right." And he's like, "We're done." And I'm like, "Oh my God. I have no idea."
Well, she's done a video on her own. You got to go back to find it about 3 years ago.
And it didn't take me a week to do it.
Well, you practiced several times.
I did.
We got there at that campground like on whatever day it was. Let's say it was Monday we got there. And it wasn't until Tuesday or Wednesday before you. I'm saying that one you did the campground. First time we went to Panama Beach.
Yeah, that was in New Mexico.
The one that
Mexico Beach. It was in Panama City.
So that one you practiced a couple times before you did it.
He was throwing the drone, and I walked around and did the video.
Yeah, so she went around, and I said, "Here's the things I want you to go cover and talk about it." Now, you didn't just grab the camera and take off. You thought about it all night long, how you were going to say it, what you were going to say. She's not she can't talk on the fly. So if I said right now, if I went up to her and said, "I want you to call me about the buffalo chip real quick," she'd go, "Where do you want me to start?" "Well, I just want you to talk about the buffalo chip." Well, she wouldn't have any idea where to start. Let's talk about the buffalo chip.
It's a great place to go. It's a party place in South Dakota. They have all the live big bands, and you don't have to pay to go to a concert. You pay for a camping pass, and you can tent camp, you can glam camp.
But that's what we do. We try not to say that. And I'm bad for that too. We're both culprits of the ands and the so's. But you want to get rid of that when you're doing a YouTube channel because it gets to be, the idea is you want to look at, like we're talking to you. So, which is bad when, I said so again, being across us just a while ago was her friends. And we were sitting there, but you can't hear them talk because the cameras are all facing this way. The microphones are all facing this way. So it would be like us talking to them, but talking to you. Because that's what you want to get to where you feel that you're in the conversation. Because that's the craziest thing when we first started this. People would come up to us and just start going to town like they were our best friends. And from our side, if we've never met you, we have no idea who you are. And so when they come up, a lot of times at first I would do that. "Oh, I'm Bob." Oh, you already know that.
They know who you are.
So it's like, okay, sorry. And because we're in your living room or we're in your bedroom, wherever we're at, you're watching us on TV, you think of us as that. We look at it as we're just ordinary people. There's nothing special from us than if you decided to start your own YouTube channel. Hopefully we're better than when we first started, and hopefully we'll get better as we go along here. And sometimes we do at home. We do set up. We don't really write a script, but sometimes, like if we're talking about the top 10 topics of Sturgis, or we're talking about this or that, we've got an easel at home that we set up that we write down number 1, or we'll start at number 10.
A whiteboard.
And it'll say number 10 thing in Sturgis is going to all the bars, and then we'll talk about that. And then we'll have number 9 go all the way through, so we can look at that board and remember what number we're on. Plus, remember that topic is that number.
And we do all the 10.
Yeah. And so that because it does. And we don't do a lot of cutting. We try to just get up and we try to shoot it and just go with it.
No, I think we're good. Maybe a little more water. Thank you. We're probably almost done here.
Yeah, just about.
Yep, almost 2 hours. All right, bye, Christy.
So, Neil, did you answer?
Yes, she did.
Okay.
So it took 4 to 5 days when he would drive.
Okay.
Oh, Mike's back on. He's eating.
Yeah, he said, yeah. He moved the camera. So this is the last day of Arizona Bike Week. And we got Mike over there, and Mike kind of came on. He's done this before on. There you go. So how's the food?
The food is very good. We got the Italian sausage, a Great American Grill, and it's tasty. Prices slightly higher than last year for the rally, so be a little bit of a shock on some things. When we were talking about prices at Sturgis and stuff, the trend is that the rally passes, the 2-week pass and the 9-day pass has had the most substantial price increase, but the 3-day pass seems to be very oriented towards bringing people in for those 3 days, so they've kept those prices down. I think day of passes are going to be very similar to what they were last year because everybody's fearing a little bit of attendance. Here in Scottsdale right now, it's a beautiful day. Crowd's a little light for mid-afternoon last day of the rally. But there's a lot of people out riding because it rained Friday and Saturday. Plus, people are on their way home for Bike Week, from Bike Week. The reports we've been hearing from the vendors out in the field, it's been a little light, especially with the rain. The rain really threw a damper on it. And for Arizona, that's a highly unusual weather that they've had. It was really, this winter's been very interesting. We haven't had a day over 90 yet. And normally this time of year, it's already pushing the front side of 100. So the crowd, it's a good turnout. It's a lot of, like I said, a lot of local. The out-of-towners are pretty much left. We'll check out some the other food prices. 2 sausage, fries, and a drink, $56. $56.
That's
so
not cheap.
Did he say how much is beer?
The beers are 8 for the beers and 11 for the mixers, like the Mike's Lemonade, the Jack Daniel's mixers and stuff. Those are 11. The Twisted Teas, but the standard beer. There is somebody that's missing here at Bike Week. There is no representation of that company at all.
Anheuser-Busch?
Anheuser-Busch. Wow. And that's a bad sign for the rallies. If Anheuser's cut off the money spigot for rallies, it's going to really leave an impact for a lot of vendors.
Yeah, just talking about that, we just went to Arcadia, and they pretty much had majority Budweiser products, and you wouldn't believe how many, almost everybody had a Bud Light or a Michelob Ultra in their hand. So, yes, they're which most places, most bigger rallies, but I think some of these smaller rallies, to me, Arizona Bike Week's a smaller rally. I think they're afraid. They're afraid of the backlash that they'll get. But to me, hey, let them have it there. If somebody wants to drink a Bud Light, that's their choice. And I don't look down at somebody because they want to drink it or they don't want to drink it. But I'm saying the same thing. Anheuser-Busch is one of the largest contributions to motorcycle rallies for the longest time. And if we lose them, it's going to hurt.
It's really going to change the landscape for a lot of your smaller to mid-sized rallies for sure. If I may inject a personal moment on this, Anheuser-Busch made a mistake. They rectified it. They went back and they fixed what they had done. They apologized, they recognized, and they're working to be better. Isn't that what the purpose of the boycott was to get them to recognize that they had crossed the line with their customer base? They fixed it. So why do we need to keep the boycott going? With these social movements, you run into a situation where the people, once they get the recognition and the rectification of what they want fixed, they go on with their lives. They go back to doing their thing and they don't worry about it. There's a certain percentage of people, when they get involved in a boycott, they have no interest in what the product is or whatever. They're hating for hating's sake. And they'll keep on hating long after the problem has been fixed. It's just something for them to feed off of. And that's what we're seeing now with a lot of these product boycotts. I have no idea what Planet Fitness does. I don't go to Planet Fitness, obviously. But if a company makes a mistake, rectifies it, that's what the purpose of the boycott was to get them to recognize.
Right.
And I think
in this case here with Planet Fitness, because we belong to that, I thought, I'm going to do a search on this. That's not even a true story. And so a lot of times that's what happens. Same thing with, and I understand some of the people's reasoning on Bud Light. That can was never made to be sold. That had never gone to go out to anybody in the world other than this person that got it. So they're the ones that made a big thing out of it. I keep asking the same thing. This person has 100 million subscribers on Instagram. So who's all the straight people that found this person? I never heard of that person in my life, but yet all of a sudden everybody knows about this person. So that's just very shocking to me.
Who found it?
Yeah, who found this and brought it to the rest of us?
I think the whole Dylan Mulvaney thing came about because of bikers' kids. They're 15 to 20-year-old kids that ran into, you know, that their kids started, oh, you got to check this out. Check this guy, girl that's got their own Bud Light can. And they found out that way. And their initial outrage versus what it actually was a little over the top. Now, Anheuser-Busch didn't do themselves any favors with their PR department, that's for sure. They had some people in the chain that should have been put on a much shorter chain. And they, you know, having the Dylan can was one thing. Having insult your entire customer base, calling them a bunch of frat boys and Neanderthals, that was probably the worst part about the deal. You know, nobody cared that Dylan Mulvaney had a can.
Well, no, I think it is. That's what.
What they cared about is what Anheuser-Busch supposedly said at a corporate level about the backlash about the can, that they're trying to change the image of Bud Light. Why would you do that? You've spent 50 years of advertising dollars creating an image of Anheuser-Busch products being a way to celebrate your life, your friends, your family, significant events, just having a good time, just hanging out, being someplace. And now Anheuser-Busch is going to have to pay for that territory twice because they're going to have to go back to the basics.
And all that, and that's why I said it's that can actually went to a lot of other people. They've given out hundreds, thousands of those cans to other people, and some of those people you might disagree with too who got them, but it just never didn't have an Instagram account with millions of people. I grant, but I mean, there's a lot more things going on in this world. It's a whole lot worse than that, than worrying about a beer can that somebody made a bad decision. But see, the whole United States is that way. If you actually look at all the people they're making such a big thing about, is very small, minute groups. And why would you patronize to that? But they're all of a sudden, and I say it's the old white politicians in Washington, D.C., are the ones that are stirring the pot for all these little groups. And what they're all after is dividing the United States. And that's what it's all about. And we're all falling into that. By you boycotting Bud Light, you're playing into this whole thing that's going on. And if we don't stop that, we're not going to have much of a country in the years to follow. So we'll get off of this because I don't want to get all political and talk about all this kind of stuff like this, because
I'll leave you with this. They did cancel the Leah Thompson can. It was supposed to be a tall boy.
There you go. But I mean, it is just crazy. And like I say, it's one of the things I've loved about doing motorcycle rallies is we don't hear a lot of this. And, you know, when people laugh when Sturgis, nobody was going to the Budweiser tent and all that. But I mean, in Daytona, we had the Clydesdales came in, and the streets was lined with people to see the Clydesdale come in. And, you know, you got to move on. There's so much bad going on. Look what they're doing to our police. Look what they're doing to our military now. Where are you at standing up for that? There's so much stuff that we could be standing up for, and we're worried about a stupid beer can. And instead of supporting our troops or supporting our veterans, or supporting our police, our fire department, you know, our teachers are getting spit on in schools. To me, that's disgusting. I don't care about that stupid beer can. They can give it to all the transgenders they want. If I don't want to buy the beer, that's my problem. But why make a big thing about it? But is it okay? You're not going to stand up for a teacher that gets spit in the face or get a chair thrown at them and they can't do anything about it? Can't punish the kids. You can't do anything to them. You know, there's the crying shame. Let's stand up and do something for that. So there you go. I'm done with my soapbox. And but I mean, that's one of the reasons we do motorcycles.
Well, that's what he was saying, that the weather's been so bad there in Arizona. It rained all day Friday and all day Saturday.
Days. I know it's colder. It's been Palamoto's been out there, and he's been complaining how cold it is. He's got his winter coat on, and coming from Fort Lauderdale area. So, yeah, you never know about Arizona weather. Are you guys going to go over and do the Laughlin? Go ahead.
No, because I can't get off work. I gotta cover for my partner that weekend is his wife's birthday, so we got some issues there. So I'm going to miss Laughlin this year. But we definitely got to get Art up there to at least get some footage of it for you.
Yeah, I don't know.
Art needs something to do. Let's get him busy.
He does. We don't see him that much anymore, and so I don't know. Because our daughter Mindy used to live in Corona where he lived, And so now we're not there. So when we do get back to California, we tried to hook up with him on one day, but he had something going on and couldn't make it.
I texted you, A-Hill.
Well, it's every time that Art goes riding up through Oatman, they keep wanting to put him on the side of the road with the rest. And
he should retire this year, but I don't know if he is or not. He'll be at his 65, and that's what he told me he was going to retire. And
We'll see.
it is, I want to do, which you guys should plan that out too. In May next year, 2025, we're going to do that ride up the coast. And we only want to get about 8 bikes to go along with us, 10 at the most, and do some great riding on the coast for 6 days. And it'll be stuff that the idea of what all of my rides are all about. It's just not the riding there. It's the adventure of getting to the destination.
And all the stops.
Yeah. And so you'll see things that you would only see in a movie that we'll be able to see and do and things like that. When we did it last time, we didn't have video cameras. We took pictures. I've got a video I started a while back. Hopefully it's still there. It's all pictures. But I wanted Art to come out because Art went on that ride and sit down with me, and we would talk through that video so they could see the experience we had, our thoughts. And I can say it's been 13 or 14 years ago we did that ride.
So we're going to finish chowing. Then we're going to head over towards the main stage. We're going to have a little closing event. I'll shoot the video for that for you because you'll probably be done. I don't know how much longer you guys are going to go here. All right, I'll shoot a video for that for you, and I'll have that sent to you. That way you can have it to see what you want to use from it.
Okay, sounds good. Talk to you later,
So from live from Arizona Bike Week, it's Michael and Patsy live on the Bob and Tam Excellent Adventure. And we'll see you at a motorcycle rally.
There you go. So that's great. Appreciate them coming on and giving that opportunity to give you guys a little bit of taste of Arizona Bike Week. They didn't get over to Cave Creek. Like I say, he works, so he's not able to get over all the time. So that's kind of what we had to deal with, which is great.
Yeah.
Cave Creek is another thing where you can almost spend just your whole 2 or 3 days there. You can pretty much go to Cave Creek anytime during the summer, spring, and it's going to be a good time. Until it gets about 120 degrees, and it's a little tough for them. But Arizona is another great opportunity. It's about 250 miles from our house, 200, something like that.
I think it's 300.
I don't know. I don't think it was 300. I think it only takes us about 3 or 4 hours, so that'd be about 200 miles. So it's not as far as I don't think it's going to California. So pretty neat. Lots of things going on. I don't know. Is there anything else anybody wants to know about that we could have told you about? Got on a little bit of a high horse there for a little bit. But, I mean, it's everybody complains about so much little stuff. It's like people complaining about beer, you know, how much it is at a rally and stuff. It's like, dude, haven't you ever been to Disneyland? Haven't you ever been to a major sporting event? You know, and it's...
Or even just a regular restaurant nowadays. I mean, it's almost $5 for a glass of tea nowadays.
It's capitalism. They have a right to charge you whatever you're willing to pay. If you don't want to pay that, then don't go to the event. And if enough people don't go, they'll have to lower the price.
That's right.
So same thing. You can go. It's like I tell people, you know, the ideal really now for Sturgis, if you're not interested in the concerts and stuff, is to come out about 2 weeks to 3 weeks before the event. Come in for that first weekend that Black Hills Harley's open. The vendors are there if you want to get stuff done on your bike. There's starting to be some motorcycles running around and stuff. Not very crowded. You'll have no problem. That's when we do our riding and stuff, always between that time. Never had any real issues waiting in line to get in anywhere on the bike. Most of all the bars are open. Nobody opens less than that. You know, the Full Throttle only has their main bar open. They don't have the back open. The Buffalo Chip has Crossroads open. You know, you can't get inside the campground or anything like that.
Twin engine bar.
Yeah, twin engine bar. So there's things going on that you can do before the rally starts. So you don't
Knuckles open.
Yeah, Knuckles open. The Iron Horse is open. One Eye Jacks, I think, opens the week before, too. I think they're officially open.
Loud America's open all year round.
Loud American's open all year round. So there's a lot of things there.
Louis?
Yeah,
Louis
Diner's open. Pizza Corral. Pizza Ranch.
Pizza Ranch.
It's open year round. So there's a lot of things. Dairy Queen's open. McDonald's, Burger King, whatever that all there. All that junk's open. Arby's out at the gas station's open. You know, Mount Rushmore's open. Devil's Tower's open. Badlands is open. You know,
Custer State Park.
Yep. So
You see
all
the
that
buffalo?
stuff you can do.
Crazy
before,
Horse.
if you don't want the action. Plus, you're going to spend a lot of less money. You're going to get in, no matter where you go nowadays, for a decent hotel, you're looking at about $150. Now, if you go out about 2 or 3 weeks before, you could probably find some hotels between $75 and $100 over in Rapid City. And you may be able to find some stuff in Sturgis. I think the other Sturgis hotel that's on Junction, I think they're down to like $30 or $40 non-Raleigh time. I think they're under 50. But
I think when we were going to go out there that one time in October, and it was $75 a night.
So even at that, it's under $100 versus $350, $400 for the same hotel during the rally. So it depends on what you want to do. And like I say, we always talk about cheap places to buy beer. Same thing if you go to Daytona Bike Week, go to Panama City Bike Week. There's always places you can eat that don't raise their prices. But everybody wants to go to the popular place. A couple years ago, somebody went to, because now Full Throttle Saloon has one caterer that does all the food, and they jack it up. It's $25 for fries and a hot dog and a drink, and it ain't a beer, and $25 for a hamburger and fries. I think no drink, and it's like, and they're all crying about it. Why'd you buy it? I don't eat out there. I ain't paying that for that. One guy said, well, my buddy's a diabetic. You couldn't have ate before you got into the Full Throttle
and
that
most
night?
diabetics, they carry a snack with them. So if he had to have something to eat, he probably would have had something.
But it's or leave. But it's some of the people that just whine and cry about this stuff. I think some of them may not even go to the rally, and other ones, I think that's what they like to do. They like to get on social media and just complain about everything. And it's just like when we went to the Buffalo Chip. Everybody told us that people crapped in the shower. I have never. Now they need some paint and they're clean. I have never seen such a large campground with such decent bathrooms in it. And I only seen the toilet clogged once, and that's it. That's the only real problem I seen the whole time I was there, because they have the Christian group out there, the younger kids, the older kids, come in and they clean up the bathrooms and stuff all the time. So it's really, you can't complain about that. But people told us all this stuff. Well, during the rally, we take a shower every night in that shower house. Never had a complaint.
It's not air conditioned, so it's a little warm on those hot, muggy days. But other than that, if you take one in the evening, it's not bad once the sun goes down.
And so, as I said, Neil's showing you $14 for
full meal cake and ice cream.
Now, going to McDonald's is like $20 a person now, and just go to a freaking McDonald's.
Yep,
so
they raised the minimum wage again. What we always do is we buy the year before's t-shirts. If we were there, and then you get them for, like, sometimes those are the ones you get for $5.
Yeah. And you don't have to, I don't even, this shirt I got free from Kenny by putting, buying the $20 shirt. Buy $20 worth of tickets and get a free t-shirt. So that's what this is. I didn't buy this in Oktoberfest last year. It wasn't even there. And so, but that's what I said. He said, you want one? I'm like, yeah. So I gave him the $20 of tickets. I want to give not a shout out, but we want to put prayers out for Kenny that has the glass trailer with the bike. He got really sick last week. He went in the hospital for a few days. He's back home recuperating. I think they did some surgery and stuff on him. So we all want to pray for him. He probably won't be at any more rallies this year. His brother will be at the rallies. They'll only probably have one trailer. They might bring the other gal out and do the other one, but we'll have to see.
Yeah.
But we want to send prayers out to Kenny. He's been a great guy. We love him.
And his wife. She's going through a lot right now, too. Everything was kind of all unexpected. So.
And he does all this out of charity of his heart. He doesn't get paid for any of it. He's been devoting his life to
Halifax
missionary. And they give all that money to veterans in Florida and the widows.
The only thing they take out is just whatever their costs are, for the bike and to get it to and from. But there's nobody gets a salary, and 100% of that money, other than the expenses, goes to the veterans.
So Roland's heading out.
Bye, Roland.
He's saying invited with Ray.
Oh, Ray.
Ray's
Motor Life.
I think Ray's coming on a little later with a live.
Yeah.
And so you guys want to check out Ray's Motor Life. We've met him. He's I seen this video the other day. I think it was just a short. And it came up. It's tough for me during rally time or any time, because normally now I'm looking at videos on how to make thumbnails and different things like that. I've been looking at some AI, and we're not going to do a video on AI of
just something to help upgrade our videos a little bit more.
And same thing. There's AI now that will do thumbnails and stuff. So we're kind of looking at some of this different stuff to try to give you the next level of what we do. I'm not professional at this. I used to do wedding videos. They were all right. They weren't showroom quality. But it's kind of like Ray's Photo Life said the other day. He wouldn't want to spend 40 hours to put one video out. Yeah. And, and some people are good. If you ever want to watch a really good video. It's two lesbian girls. They're called the Van Wives. I haven't watched them in a while, but if you go back a year or so ago when they were traveling, they were excellent in their video. Keep your attention all the way through. They're very good at what they do, but they put one video a week out. So you could spend all day working on that video. The first thing is you got to set up your shots. We can't do that when we're doing our videos.
Not usually.
Because I can't go back and look at it and say, okay, yeah, it sounds good, it looks good, good take. Though I've been in a commercial before, not me, I watched behind it. She was in the commercial.
I was in a commercial.
And so I seen how they make a commercial. For her work, they made a 30-second commercial, and it took 3 full days of 10-hour shoots to get a 30-second commercial, to retake it. Just like here, people are walking by, and you see it, we keep getting dark and light. It's because people are blocking the light for the camera when they walk through. You see my hands doing it.
Yeah.
Now they just turn the light off, didn't they?
No.
Oh, it's me turning my hand, I guess.
I guess.
But it's changing, and I have no control over that unless we had stage lights on us. And some places, like when you do, so just look at the comments here.
What is the deal with the bent cans on the wall behind you?
It's a flag. I don't know if I can get it all in there.
Yeah. Made out of beer cans.
Yeah, kind of a neat idea.
Yep.
I think the very top, I think they use Pepsi cans for the blue stripe up there at the top. And so it's kind of neat. It's something they knew. They didn't have that last time we were here last year. So that's kind of neat that they did that. Neil's got to say, oh, try like.
Got some fun one-eye jacks.
And that's usually where we do a lot of our lives over at A Loud American. They've always been really courteous to us to let us have one of the tables right out front. And you can kind of see a little bit of Main Street. You can hear us talking. We can see a lot of our subscribers come by. And that's it. We love to meet our subscribers. This trip here, when we were even in Arcadia, we met, I don't know, 10 or 15 of them were there. Gave away a few stickers and stuff to them. And so we see, it's kind of neat when you go someplace and people come up and go, I know you.
Well, if you saw the live, the one people read the back of the bike and they said, Bob and Tam's Excellent Adventures. And we're like, yeah, we're right here. And they're like, are you Bob and Tam? And we're like, yeah. And they got, we thought they watched us. They just seen that on the back of the bike. And
we're just saying, hey, these guys are here.
So we gave him some cards and gave him some stickers and said, watch us.
So it's a lot of fun doing this. Probably there'll never be another YouTuber that will do this, just for the fact it's very expensive. The only exception would be the rule is if somebody wants to jump on a motorcycle, put a tent on the back of their bike, and go out and do it that. Use one camera, buy a 360 camera, and you're doing everything with that, and that's it. But a 360 camera, I don't know if you can hook a microphone up to that or not, because like one guy I watched the other day, actually it was on the Creators Network. It's part of the Badgers network that they have on Facebook. They do a creative channel, and that's what this one guy does. That's all he does. But when I went to his channel, he never talks. And there's some people like that. They're just showing more. The video tomorrow is we are in there a handful of times talking. I guess it's the TV behind us. That's changing the
a new truck
background. So other than that, somebody could do that. Let's say it's just like Adam Sandoval. I heard now somebody wrote me today and said he's all sold out for the people that are going to be riding with him. And which you can still always tag along to the next dealership or something like that. I think just like last year, I don't think that's going to be a problem. But for hotel rooms and all that, they only had so much booked at each location. But just like that, he doesn't really do a video every single night. He's not filming all the stuff. He puts one up every now and then on what's going on because that takes a lot of time too. Of sitting down and editing that video, and if it's a short one, it's not a big deal. To do a 2 or 3 minute video, it's not that difficult. But when you start getting into 15 minutes or 30 minute videos, it's if you're like Professional Monkey, he gets up to where he's got some pretty long videos, but he's talking all the way through that. So he's not having to go out and find footage and figure out what to do. Adam Amtoil's been doing that. But like today's video, I think it came up, or yesterday's video, it's about him making shelves. Well, that whole video for 30 minutes is about him making shelves. I didn't watch it all. I watched parts of it, but I'm not interested in building shelves, and I don't want to say I don't care, but I don't mind seeing what he started out doing. I'd like to see this project when he got done, and that's it. And that's. But some of you want to see all of our life, and that gives people a good following. Now, Adam's channel is starting to grow. I think he's at 16 or 17,000. He's going to try to get to Myrtle, try to get to 20. That's tough. I don't know. He might make it. But he puts a challenge out there, and we always try to do that too. We tried to do it last year. We wanted to hit 25,000. We should do 25 pretty soon. I think we're at 24 something now. Probably by Myrtle, we'll probably be at 25,000. But I mean, we're not growing like we used to. But I mean, which is weird because we get a lot of new subscribers, but I don't get a lot of views. So subscribers isn't really what you want. You want more viewers to watch. The idea is if you're a subscriber, the odds are you're probably going to watch some of the videos. They're like, here, we got 24,000 subscribers, but I'm not getting 24,000 views on a video. Because most people don't watch you.
Or even half, even 12,000. Every video
to where they're tired of you. You know, some of the videos we've always to watch. You know, some people show it's all the same. It's just the same old crap, just stirring it up again. Well, after a while, you've already seen that. You've heard them say that again. Why don't we want to hear it anymore? We're just going to move on to somebody else. And we have some of our older subscribers. We don't know if they passed away. We don't hear from them. Skippy was supposed to be on the day. He messed up last night. I was kind of shocked he wasn't on the day. Maybe he had something to do this afternoon. He said the same thing. He's one of our older subscribers, doesn't ride anymore, and he watches our channel and lives through going to the rallies he used to do. Great guy, and never got to meet him, but it's somebody.
We were this close.
He's been watching us pretty much from the beginning. Yep. So he's been around for 4 years. And there's times we don't see him for a while, and all of a sudden he pops back up. And with some of the things with you guys.
Well, sometimes I think you guys too. You watch and then you don't comment, so we don't know that you're watching, but you're watching. But we don't know until you comment.
And sometimes I do that. Somebody will come up to me and say, oh, man, I watch you guys. And I've said this before, too. I watch you guys all the time. Where you guys live at? They were like Arizona. Really? I thought you guys lived in Florida. Apparently, you're not watching the videos. You only watch the Florida videos. But that, it doesn't, you can't watch everybody all the time. And unless you're a loyal subscriber and you watch every, I know there's some of you out there that we hear from your wives that say, they watch every single video that you put out.
Like Chad.
And, Rod King, he watches. She tells me he watches all the videos. He may not watch them all in a row because he works. He's at work right now. So he's on. Oh, is he?
Yeah.
And I guess he's off by now. But Sunday. Oh, that's right. No, he works on Sundays. He's off
Thursdays and Fridays.
So he may not see them all.
He's talking about the rescue video.
Oh.
When you're going to put it up. He said they might have to do a GoFundMe page. I said to help pay for the new truck.
And so it's we have a lot of fun doing this, and I just don't know how much longer we can do the videos for rallies. There's some rallies I'd like to go to that we haven't been to, some smaller ones, but once again, we're not looking to travel that far. That's why I said some of the rallies just may not be feasible. Like Laconia, will probably never be in Laconia again. Probably won't do Ohio Bike Week, Americade. Probably never going to hit any of those. Just for the fact we did Laconia, but just the idea it's just so far across the United States. If we lived somewhere in the Midwest, it wouldn't be so bad. Which would be more ideal, but we ain't moving to the Midwest.
Marissa said it's okay to show her in the video. Marissa.
But I mean, it is what it is, and so we're going to try to switch away a little bit when we get home next year. Try to start doing more in the shop, show you stuff like that. I'm not going to get into showing a bunch of products. Actually, I'm going to talk to Monkey about that. Somebody had told us before, and some of the other YouTubers, you should contact us and I'll talk about it. We had a bigger YouTube told me about selling yourselves out too cheap. She's told you before. To do a 20-second commercial for somebody that our son-in-law does this for a living. 20-second commercial, sending a film crew out to film it for a day, and finishing the edit and hand them a finished copy, not producing it. It's between
$15,000 and $30,000.
Thousands of dollars. $15,000 to $30,000. So your video, your time is worth something. When you do $100, $200, $300, $500 video for somebody for free, and they stick it on their website, look at all the money they've saved. And you got some lousy product for a couple hundred, and it probably didn't cost them that much money. They paid
and you don't know why.
Monkey did a refrigerator, or dishwasher, I think, the other day. I think he got it free. And so $300, $400, whatever it is. They only paid about $200 probably for it. If they're selling it, they maybe had less money in it. Then to get him to give a finished product of how great it is and all this, they stick it on their Facebook page or YouTube or their personal website and get all this free advertising from you. And you did it for a lousy $300, $400 refrigerator. So it's like somebody told us that. We were doing Zero and a lot of this other stuff, and we're like, you're right. This guy, he's only got 300,000 subscribers. He gets paid $3,000 to do the video plus the free product. Cash money. That's what he does.
I rode my bike yesterday, about 100 miles.
So don't cut yourself short on doing stuff. It's like Viking bags. We got that video, that thing too. For a lousy $250 bag, you're going to waste time putting a video out. And then the bad thing about when you do some of this stuff, which we've done some, but we quit last year, is what happens. It ends up being a piece of crap and it falls apart, or it's ruined somebody's clothes because the bag wasn't waterproof, or whatever the case is. She wants some hard bags for her bike. So I wrote to people and said, this is what we want. If you do something like this, it's about $800 value. And we're doing other work to her bike. And I thought, we'll do a little video for $800 worth of bags. I don't know what the mounting hardware was, extra too. And the lady goes, well, we want to send you this bag first. And I'm like, no, I don't want your cheap ass $250 bag or $150 bag. I don't want that piece of crap. I got plenty of bags to put on my bike. I got a great Rick Rack bag on my bike. I don't need some stupid bag to advertise, which every other YouTuber is pushing that bag. Don't sell yourself out just for content. You're better off going out and just talk about your bike, or go to the dealership and talk about a new bike that's there. A lot of times when we talk to the dealer, you're not really giving them an advertising, which we do. We'll go over here, we'll say we're at Burt's Barracuda, but they're not going to put that video on their channel. They might put it on their Facebook page, but I'm not going to, I don't care about that. That's fine. But when people, we had Dark Horses put it on their video on their channel, and we've had a couple other companies that have taken our video and using it as their paid advertising to show installs or whatever it is, and for a few $100. So you want
So we don't delete any of our videos. They're on there forever.
Lives don't stay on there.
There you go. Unless they take your channel down.
Now we back up all of our videos. TubeBuddy now does backup, and also Odyssey.com. They will back up your videos. Like when people watch it on there, you make no money. But the idea is my content's still there. They upload every single video I put up, and they do my lives too. So we'll have them forever. We don't really push that because YouTube gets kind of funny about you pushing other social medias on your channel. Because somebody else got in trouble for advertising Patreon. And we have it on ours down in the comment. You can get down, not during this video, but on YouTube, you get down in there and it'll have Patreon link and all that stuff to go to Patreon. Some of you are still watching Patreon. We haven't put a whole lot on there lately. We should get some good video in Myrtle Beach, Panama City. We should get a bikini contest, and we should get some good stuff in, Windy Acres. We're going to have some good stuff to put on there. And then also in Myrtle Beach, Suck Bang Blow, and also Myrtle and Beaver Bar. She does some fun stuff. Adam covers the Beaver Bar stuff, so I may not do that. But Suck Bang Blow is some good stuff to put on there. So we'll have some good stuff there to put on Patreon. But
Fun on Wheels says the big channels are pushing 60-second pre-roll ads now.
I know. And some people have said mine have shown up like that too. But you can click out of those.
Another one you have to watch?
No, you don't have to watch, because I've had them on mine. Sometimes I'll let them run because I'm watching somebody's video for credit for them, and I look down, it's like 15 minutes it's running for, and I'm like, no, we're skipping out and going on. But yes, they will shove that in some of yours too. And I know people say that when they come back and watch after this, like you're not watching now. Let's say Skippy Jones comes on and he watches it tonight after we get off. There's going to be another hour's worth of commercials. It's like a TV channel. If you go on and watch some TV that doesn't have commercials in it, like sometimes we'll video, or we'll watch a movie. If you watch that same movie on TV, it's 2 hours long. But if you watch it without commercial, it's an hour and 15 minutes. So there's 45 minutes worth of commercials in a 2-hour movie. Yeah. So yes, and you can also join YouTube.
There you go. YouTube Premiere.
Yeah, that's right.
It's the absolute best. If you watch a lot of YouTube, I can only imagine how many hours of my life have been saved.
And there's no commercials at all. But what's nice about that is I make $3 or $4 a month from those people that watch that. They give us that money automatically. So they don't have to watch the commercials. So that's a great thing if you don't mind spending a little money for YouTube TV. You also get other TV stations besides just YouTube. They've got some channels and stuff you can watch. It's kind of getting to be like Hulu and a lot of these other ones. We're getting ready to do that. I'm about ready to dump the one we have at home, because we really don't watch a lot of national TV. And now we love watching. I like watching all the old shows, Adam 12 and the Rockford Files, and TV ain't like it used to be.
No.
And so.
And then you forget, it's like, did we see that? I mean, there's like a show we watched religiously, and then we'll watch it. And we're like, do you remember this episode? And he's like, I'm like, I don't. We watched it. I don't know. So he wants to know what's better as a content creator, YouTube members or Patreon?
Right now, we're doing a lot better on Patreon. I've only got now, the sticker one's not bad. Now, I noticed the monkey, because the people's names will come up in different colors. If they're a different, other than blue. Blue is a monitor. They can kick you on and off, or they see video. See, in case we're talking and we don't see
Ryder X, Neil, they're all on.
Yeah, so they're all that. So under a normal video, if you see somebody's name, they change color, green, red, they own a sticker. So they pay like $2, $2 something, and they get a sticker. And then for $7.95, you get to see the membership. Now the difference is YouTube membership. You can't show anything provocative or showing too much cleavage, anything like that, too much butt shaking. YouTube will pull that off because you're still going through YouTube. Patreon, I actually upload my videos to Venmo, which as long as it's not hardcore sex, they don't care. And so Venmo, then I take that video clip and I put it on my Patreon. So that way I'm not even dealing anything with YouTube. I edit it, I upload it to Venmo, which costs $2, and then I send it to Patreon, which costs me $2 to do all that. But I'm making
everything costs.
Yeah, I'm making anywhere. This is kind of my lowest month. I made about $300 this month off of that. YouTube, I made $800.
See, there's Clint. Clint's got a sticker. His is green.
Yeah, so Clint is one of our sticker people that's on through the YouTube membership, and so it just kind of depends. I mean, it's like if you look at Monkey's channel, there's a lot of people that donate money, $100 and different things like that, and we've had a little bit of that on our channel, but it's just some people you go to, like we know this Traveling Robert, and we've given him money too. But I mean, there's people like that you see their channel and they'll do a live and they'll make $1,000 off of donations that people donated. Well, that makes a big difference on your channel. If you ain't making nothing. A video a while ago I looked at, I made like $80 on it. And so you don't make a lot on YouTube. You know, some of these videos I make less than $1 because nobody's watching them. And that's what a lot of people think.
But you have to have a source to get it to Patreon. He says, why do you upload to Venmo and then put it on Patreon?
Because I can't put Topless Tuesday videos of girls doing this through YouTube. They will not allow it. So it's like somebody here put a video up the other day at, which I don't know if it's still up or not, from Cackleberry that girls were flashing. Girls were flashing, and you can see it in the background. Now, a lot of times, I think now we're pretty safe. When I started doing this the first year in Daytona, I was flagged all the time. And I think it was jealous YouTubers that were doing it to me. Because I could do that right now. I could go to your YouTube channel and just hit, I think it's not right.
Inappropriate.
And YouTube will quit paying you money. You get a yellow flag automatically. And
without even looking at it.
You have to go back and ask them to look at it. And then
say
in 48 hours, they'll make another decision. Oh, well, we didn't see anything wrong with it. You're going to get your most views in the first 3 hours.
And so let's say 5,000 people watched it. So you didn't make anything on those 5,000 people. And they're like, okay, now you can get money on it.
And you get 1,000 views. And so you got screwed. So a lot of times now what I do is I upload my videos first and I let YouTube look at it through the computer. And if they give me a green thumbs up, means green money, then I'll post it. If they give me, like the other day, it was a thumbnail. I put up, as soon as a lot of times I put the thumbnail up after it's been looked at. That way, if my thumbnail is a little too much, they'll red flag or they'll yellow flag it. Yellow flag means they're not going to pay you anything. Limited advertising. So like if you watch somebody's video and there's no advertising, they didn't make any money. They got yellow flag. I wouldn't even put a video out anymore. I get yellow flagged on. Because why waste your time if you're not going to make any money on it? But if that's the video like Adam Amzo has done, that was a video he was planning on doing. Well, if I know I'm going to get flagged, I already know now by watching a video, and I tell Adam that too. You kind of know what they're going to pick you on. Go in there and take it out. You just put that one back up instead of just saying, I'm not going to put a video up there tonight.
We'll see you Saturday, Rylan.
So everybody's a little different on that. But on Venmo will let this go, this is going to go on. Girl shaking her butt, things like that. I've had no trouble with Venmo. Now, I've had other people say, another one of YouTubers said he got flagged a whole bunch of times on Patreon. I don't know what he's putting on that they flagged you, but see, same thing. You get somebody that is giving you a hard time, another YouTuber is jealous of you, then that's what happens. So that's what happened to us in Daytona. I was almost flagged every single day our first or second year we did this. And one was the mud wrestling or the slaw wrestling.
YouTube.
And I'm like, everybody put that on. Well, I wrote them and told them it was a wrestling match.
It was a sanctioned wrestling match, and they had sanctioned clothes on it.
And,
Mike's back
I don't
on.
remember if they finally approved that one, but the heating contest they flagged me on, and they okayed that because I said it's a beauty contest. Oh, it was over there at the doghouse, and but yeah, it's just sad that it's like that. But I've gotten to where, I got away from. We do show some of the girls, but I don't want to be the video. I tell that to Adam. You really want to be the guy that the only reason they're watching your channel is because you're putting girls on it. I don't want to be that channel. I hope that people watch us because they want to see the content. They want to know, hey, what about this rally? Or I want to know about this motorcycle or whatever you're talking about. Monkey, he don't show any girls on his channel. And it's good for him. Hats off to him. He's made it 100,000 plus, and he's built his channel up really fast in a short period of time. He's been doing his channel a year longer than us, so he's about 5 years. But I mean, pretty much a year ago or a year and a half ago is when his channel blew up. Don't really know how it blew up, but it did. But I mean, he gets pretty good views, and so it is what it is. And all you can do is try to improve what you do, put out some good quality. You don't have to put a video out like us every single day. We're going to get to it eventually. I'm not going to put it out like that. My dream was to be able to cover Sturgis and put a video out once a week, do one other video, and then do a live, and that's it. And something would be great to get to that level. Maybe once we get home, we could do that. But in our case, we've always had to put so much out to be able to justify what we do. So there's a little bit about what we do. You got a question?
No. There's a thumbnail with a lady wearing a bikini. I guess it's supposed to say breastfeeding. And they're constantly taking his kids down. Why? She's covered. I don't know.
Could be because the kids are in the video. You can't show a lot of... See, there's a place on your video when they ask you when you're editing, is this for kids or is it for over 18? Adults, 15 or over, whatever YouTube says. Well, you always mark no, because if you mark yes, you don't get paid for it. You can't make comments or nothing else. It's a kids channel. So the other thing you get is red flag. Red flag means nobody over 21. Everybody over 21's got to approve by a credit card or something like that you're over 21. So you might make money on that and you might not. And so that's the point where you have to look at what's your time worth. We see a lot of people we started watching 4 or 5 years ago, they're out of YouTube. They give it up because it is a lot of work. If you've got a decent job, you made some good money, you ain't gonna make it on YouTube. There's a few handful of people that are making a decent money at this, but not very many. It's a very small. There's probably 1 billion YouTubers in the world, and probably a couple 100,000 are making a living at it. So
Dad wants to know about doing some nighttime lives from downtown Sturgis, like around midnight.
I don't look to do that.
Like
because they close the street up at 1:30, 2?
1:30.
They close the street up, so everybody's gone. Everything's got to be locked down by that time. So we might be over at Kathmandu. We could do one evening and we go over there and see what's going on later at night. Maybe even film them cleaning the street. That'd be an interesting video. Nobody's ever done that before. So that would be kind of neat to see. So we're about to wrap up here. We'll let Mike's back on here. He's just kind of walking around the outside.
Does it matter which one?
No, that should come on.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. We'll show you one last thing. People talk about the concert sizes of Sturgis, Daytona's, and the venue. This is the stage area here at Arizona Bike Week for their big shows. My wife's looking at something. I'll catch back up with her. But this is where the concerts happen at this venue. This is a show area here. This is for a stunt works. Then the Motorcycle Safety Foundation has their area set up here. And then the main stage for all the concerts is that area there. That's basically the size of the chip stage to top shelf. Makes you wonder how big the Buffalo Chip really is and how many people show up. Because you see the crowds they could put in here. That's a slow afternoon at the Chip. It really is. So I don't know if they're going to have a closing concert or if they're wrapping everything up. But it's winding down. Everybody's out riding, enjoying the day, which me and Patsy are about to do. Just want to say thank you guys for letting us on, letting us cover a little bit of this awesome event. Wonderful people. little surprise visit from some of your friends that you've done business with and represent. Always good to get the Bob and Tam name out there to the vendors, even here on the West Coast. Remind them exactly how important this channel is to not just the biking community, but to the vendors themselves. It gives them an outlet that they normally don't have, and access to social media without having to grovel to get on it. And they get real and honest opinions. And even if they don't like what they always hear, I know they appreciate it. So from Scottsdale, Arizona, at Westworld, for Arizona Bike Week, I'm Michael G. Patsy's shopping. I got to go catch that up. My wallet's hurting. Love you guys. We'll see you guys at Leesburg.
There you go.
Alrighty, sounds good.
So that's Patsy and Mike. We appreciate them coming on and giving us that great information and showing you what's going on. So you guys can see a little bit of the stage and stuff like that. It's all different when you look at all the different rallies and stuff and how big places are and how crowded it looks. They were putting some videos. What? I was trying to say, you doing
It's
some
my
sign
left.
language?
It's my left shoulder. I don't know my left from my right. I never have, and I never will, as old as I am now.
So my microphone was laying down here. I thought it was picking up, but Ryder X said he couldn't hardly hear me very well. So we'll put it back up here because we're about done anyway. We've been on way longer than we normally would.
Almost 3 hours.
Yeah, we're going to be like the Monkey Man doing 5-hour videos again. And so, yeah, it is what it is. I don't know what else to say about it. But we appreciate Mike. We appreciate any of you to do that. We're hoping some of the ones that go to Spring Fling would get with us and like to do a live from there too. That would be kind of neat.
Thanks, Andrew.
And show what's going on out there. Because a lot of you, there's a lot of great rallies out here. And everybody always wants us to know, why can't you come here? Why can't you come here? Why can't you do this one? Problem is most of them are 2 days long, 1 day long.
And it's going to take us a week to get there.
And it's just, like I tell people, it just isn't justified money-wise. We just can't drag across the United States and get free gas and free everything. It all costs money. And just like you guys, it's like the monkey always says, I wish I could, when I retire, I want to be like Bob and Tam and travel all around the world. And, we've done it for 3 years. It's 4th year now, I guess. And I don't know how much longer we'll be doing it. Right now, we only know one thing we're going to do next year, rally-wise, and we'll see how it all turns out. We kind of know what we're still going to do this year. Like I say, we're going to be doing Leesburg next in about a week and a half. Leesburg will be coming on. And then we've got Panama City will be back-to-back. And then we've got Myrtle Beach. We'll be there about 2 full weeks in Myrtle Beach. A lot of good coverage will come out of that.
And I get to see my kids.
And we go to Kansas and spend a couple weeks there. And we're going to be up in Sturgis already in June. First week of June, we'll already be in Sturgis showing you all great content. And we got a bunch of you that are coming early that's going to meet up with us and go out on rides with us and stuff. And we'll show some of those videos and stuff because we're just going to take Sturgis this year to the next level. One, nobody's going to get there as early as we do. And to be able to show you all the great things and the fun and just endless amount of stuff because they're like, what are you going to cover? You'll see what we can cover. There's a lot of stuff you're going to see that you're going to like, wow, I didn't know they were even open. Wow, I thought only Sturgis this happened. But we're going to show you what it is. And we've spent enough time there. Probably if we put all of our time together the last 4 years, we've probably been there about a year's worth of time, 365 days. So we've learned a lot of people, met a lot of people. We know a lot of locals. A lot of them watch our channel. And a lot of them reach out to us and always help us along the way of what's happening. We've got a great relationship with the city of Sturgis, the Buffalo Chip, Black Hills Harley. They're all really good friends of ours now. Pretty much give us free reign. We have a lot of the bars that will bend over backwards for us, help us out. Louis Diner, he loves us greatly. Kathmandu is another one that's another great campground. Days Inn, we're pretty good friends with them. Kickstands, a whole bunch of them. That's what I really like about Sturgis Motorcycle Rally is because everybody there is motorcycles. It's not like you go to Daytona or Myrtle Beach or any other rally. There is no other rally that every town is on board with. You don't see stores closing up because, bad old bikers are in town. They're like, welcome bikers. They got a big sign out front. Come on in. Even we're selling baby clothes. Grandma's there. She going to buy something for the grandkids. So, they're not afraid. They know the money that comes in. And that's why I said it'll probably be, when this is all over, Sturgis will probably be about the last rally that'll probably still be able to survive because of that thing. It's an open door policy. It's like we were in Arcadia yesterday. There was a store I was going to probably buy something in. They were locked up. on a Saturday. You can have one place we went in, antique shop, had a front door on the front door. They got a nice bathroom if you're looking for a bathroom, motorcycles, riders. So we use their bathroom.
Well, it said in the bathroom, it said any business that would have that one of their customers walk 3 blocks to a bathroom is not a very good business.
There you go. I would think that too, but I mean, I don't know about Buc-ee's. There's so many people do videos on Buc-ee's that I don't think they don't need. Well, see, the problem with Buc-ee's is everybody talks so much about it, and you could probably Google Buc-ee's now, and there's probably thousands of videos on Buc-ee's. And yes, we did a lot this year, but to me, Buc-ee's is almost like going to Disneyland. You know, it's just a whole different experience that you can't get anywhere else other than at a Buc-ee's. And you know, I filmed a little bit of the clean restrooms. I don't know if I think I put it on a video. It's hard to walk around a camera when people are used to John. So I kind of just get a couple quick shots when I'm in there and to show you. I mean, there is no bathroom anywhere. Well, not that I know of that is as clean as for a public restroom that Buc-ee's is.
Or as many. I've never had to go in and wait.
And some of the newer ones even have little lights on the outside. Tells you if somebody's in there or not. It's kind of like the parking garage.
Ooh, my phone is too hot.
Shouldn't have got that hot.
I feel it.
I don't know. Just leave it off.
Yeah, I just looked at it because it flashed and it was 39%.
And I've been talking too long. So our phone overheated. We're even in air conditioning. Well, it's not air conditioned. Doors are open.
Oh, it's air conditioned.
No, they got all the garage doors open.
I don't know.
There's no air on. There's natural air. It's cool in here. We went to a place the other day. It was hot. Well, that restaurant we went in yesterday morning. It was hotter than heck.
Yeah, it was. Buc-ee's annoys me. I don't know how to spell his own name.
And it's Buc-ee's. And so yeah, it's just a different place, and there just isn't anything like it. And eventually the fad will probably wear off. But I mean, they're moving across the United States. Heck, they'll probably, I don't know if they'll ever go to California. I think we're supposed to get one in Arizona.
Yeah.
And so you're gonna, but I mean, they always want to stick around the major highways to get to them. So that's
usually the southern one. But I don't know. There's one up in Bristol. That was up there. I don't know.
So in Texas is a little different because that's where they're originally from. Dallas is that where they're from? Dallas, Houston.
Yeah.
Areas where they kind of started out with towards Galveston and all that area there. There's like 5 or 6 of them in that area, and that's kind of where they started from. And but yeah, they should. But I mean, some of the bigger companies, we're actually going to try to Haul Bikes. We're thinking about contacting them. They love the video we did on them.
I can't do it anymore. You have to do it
They
on there.
seem like they were really great people, and they liked our video. So we're going to try to approach them next week.
Karen's back on. She says, "You good?"
We're still here.
Yeah.
Still.
All right. Yeah.
And,
I don't know what happened
saying
to
hi
my
to
phone.
Tony. And so our phone got hot, so she can't do anything with the phone anymore. I guess I can turn this one off.
Yep.
What's that say?
Add
I can't add it to the stage.
Don't bar me.
Kick you out of the studio. That was both. It was Mike.
That was Mike.
Mike is still on there. I guess yours went off already. So Mike's gone anyway. What else we got? Rhetoric says something.
We're
else.
going to stay in Myrtle Beach this year. The
State Park.
State Park Campground, across the street from the
only one that allows
Harley-Davidson
you to ride
dealership.
your motorcycle in.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I like that. And this will be our last year, probably. Well, we're not going to bring the trailer out next year either way, but not that far west. Unless
East.
Ford decides, anybody knows connections with Ford Motor Company, we'd be happy to get a dually 1-ton and pull our trailer
You
around.
still got to pay for gas.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have any wear and tear on my truck. And that's the big thing. But yeah, you still have to pay for gas. We'd hope maybe the election will change and maybe they'll get gas back down. Rod King's phone died too.
Yeah, I don't know.
She knows how you feel.
I think mine just got hot.
Somebody saying bye to Rod
Yep.
King. And yeah, it is what it is. We're on the computer, so we're not really having to worry. It's plugged in. This Mac computer. This is my newer one. I bought it. Same thing with that. We've been doing this. I started out with a PC, then I bought another Mac, and this is the third computer we've had in 4 years. Because that's what you got to do. If you're putting out videos and trying to do good video, how Adam Amsoil edits on his phone all the time, I have no idea. I think he does a little bit more on a laptop that he bought. But I mean, I couldn't spend the time and the patience to do that and try to get all the stuff in there. I don't think he types a lot of words on a screen, but it's like I can't. But I mean, when you do some of those programs like that, you can it'll put into dissolves automatically for you. And they'll do a lot of kind of like AI. It does a lot of things for you. Mine, I'm using Premiere Pro. So you pretty much got to do everything yourself. They've got some AI now. So
He just keeps this
Neil
plugged
keeps
in.
his plugged in, and which is what we do a lot of times when we're when we're doing typically we use the phone. That's what we do. We use this microphone, or we can hook up the lapel mics if we need it on that. And so that's how we usually always use one of the phones. And we've made it at one video, what was it, 3 or 4 hours we were on? And the phone just chugged along. But normally we try to make sure the phones are in the 90% charged up rating.
Well, I just looked at it because my phone dimmed, and it was. I looked at it, it said 39%, and I thought, well, that's fine. And then it went off, and then it said T-Mobile, and went off. So,
but I mean, the lapel mics are supposed to last like 10 hours. I've never run down.
With the live that we did New Year's Eve night,
Yeah, we
these
ran.
finally died.
So we bought a
But that
second
was
set. But these are the first generation, so they were only like $90, $75. The first one I got for $75. Next one I had to pay $95 for it. But they're not high tech. But I mean, we're only using it for this. So it's the idea instead of having like when we went on the Monkeys channel the first time we were at our daughter's house. So we both had one earbud, one microphone.
I had one in his, and we were sharing one.
Going to the phone. So it was kind of, I guess I had the laptop going. But I didn't bring the lapel mics with us because we weren't thinking we were going to do any of that stuff. So Ryder X says he doesn't. Doesn't what? He now uses a Macro Pro. Are you talking about me?
No, he's talking about Adam. Because
okay.
he's been helping Adam with this channel.
Okay. And I'm still here.
Mike's still
in
there.
the house. Don't forget, if you haven't hit the thumbs up, do so and leave. Whoa, before you.
Hit the thumbs up and get the heck out.
How do you like your DJ mics compared to the wireless Rhodes? I like the DJ mics better. Now, we only got the first generation, is what these are. And the Rode mics, I don't know. It just seemed like I had some issues with them when I first started. And I still got the Rode mics. And we figured if we ever did a big group meeting or we had something in the garage, we had a couple other people, we'd put one on each one of them too. I don't know if I'd get the generation 2 or 3 or whatever the new DJIs are. I've seen a lot of good things about it, but then I've seen a lot of people complain about them. Well, it's a problem we've seen, just like we talked about this the other day on the live. One of our subscribers that we met at the Harley dealer, Dan, I was close, Dan. He was talking about, he's actually thinking about a rope line because he's been watching these videos and he's seen all these people say all this bad stuff about the rope glides. And a few people said how great they were. There was nothing wrong with them. It's like the next best thing on the earth. And then I came out and I said, I'm going to be honest with you. This is what I felt. This is what I seen. Here's things that I haven't been able to do because I haven't been able to take it out on the twisties and the jackknives and all that kind of stuff that I want to do when I get to Sturgis if they give them to me. But he's like, you were the only one of all these videos. I was so confused. And I said, well, the problem is there's 2 things. One, people is they want Harley to sponsor them. So they're going to tell you anything that Harley wants you to say. Good, bad, no bad, all good. Best thing in the world. And you got the other guys the other ways that are clickbait. Oh, look at this. Oh, this happened.
Fell apart. This fell apart. This fell off.
Oh, and it's junk. The bike's a piece of junk and all that. Dude, if your bike was such a big piece of junk, why didn't you get rid of it now? But no, you watch in a year from now, he'll still be riding that bike. Well, there's something ain't right there. And it's clickbait. It's people do it. We have a YouTube friend that we watch, which we know him. And he had a tracker on his motorhome and he got a big view off of it. And another guy came on and did a video against him and said he probably bought that himself. Probably did. Because when you get to where he's been doing for 12 years, you run out of things to talk about. Well, it is. If we talked about, I dropped my bike this morning, just push it over. Let it lay there. And I got this whole story how it fell over. Oh my gosh, I was coming around the turn and Tam got in my way and my bike fell over and all this and put some dirt on my knee pads and look at what happened. You'd be like, oh my gosh, are you all right? I ain't gonna do that. But guys out here will do that. There's a lot of them.
Some people will.
A lot of them. A lot more do than don't. Most of them, and that's what we get more than anything else.
The windshield thing really happened.
Yeah. And you can usually tell when I talk. You know when crap happens. But see, that's the difference is people come up to me all the time and they say that. You guys are real. You are just how you are in person. And there's other YouTubers that we know that people meet these other YouTubers and they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe how big an a-hole that guy was. He did this or she was like that. She blew me off. She was like, who are you? You stink, or whatever the case is. And it's like, and people come up to us and it's like, especially when we first started, they're like, oh my gosh, you are just like you are on the channel. And we're like, yeah, that's who we are. And so it's no surprises. You know, And it is.
You
There's a
get
lot of
what
people.
you see.
She gets more people are more fans of hers than mine. But she says that every once. Rod King is another one that just. I don't want to say he's in love with me, but he's a guy that wants to be. He wants to be my best friend. And I have a bunch of the guys that are like that. That she had one the other day that wrote on an email and said, "Oh, what is Bob going to be doing this? And Bob going to be doing this at the place? I can't wait to meet up with you guys and talk to you about this issue and that." And said to me all the time. And which it is, you get a relationship because you connect with us when we're talking. And
they have a similar mind view.
Yeah. So, which is great. That's part of having a channel. It's also great that you guys talk about in the comments, you talk to each other. That's actually a great YouTube channel when you get to where you guys are friends with each other. It's kind of like last year when we got Neil on.
Well, a lot of you guys got to meet each other, like
Yeah.
in Daytona and different places.
Crap on a Cracker and
Fender
Kitten. They were like dying to meet each other. And they just were like, and when Neil was on, they're like, "Oh my gosh, this is Neil." And Neil loves it because he sucks
A Rider X.
And
Daytona
Rider X is another
Dave.
one. And so when people meet you, they see you on the channel and they see you talking. Well, that's like me. I used to be when I used to work
37.
when I worked for the gas company. We'd always listen to these dispatchers on the radio, and you pictured them. Oh man, she must be like this and out like this, and you go in there and they weigh 400 pounds and look like they've been ran over if a road did. And it's like, oh my gosh, you're not at all what I pictured. Well, it's kind of the same thing when you go to YouTube. There's just so many people that put on an act. They want to be, oh, I want to be a great person. How does it go? Oh, I love all of you. Oh, you're all my best friends. Then when you come and talk to me, it's like, get away from me, asshole. I got things to do. I want to hang around with my friends. I don't want you here. I want to have a beer. Or, hey, I'm videotaping. Get away from me. Come find me on my channel and talk to me there. I don't want to talk to you in person. And that's why a lot of people say, why didn't you guys have more meet and greets? Well, we meet so many of you at an event.
Just on the street.
Probably in Sturgis, we meet probably 500 of you, if not more. And some of the other rallies, it's hundreds of people that we meet. So, we don't get that many when we do a meet and greet.
Crazy.
And it's tough for people because you're planning out your days. It's hard. It's kind of like, I don't want to pick on. There was one girl that did meet and greets at the Beaver Bar, and it's there almost half a day. And it's like, some people would say, oh, she got like 10 people showed up. Well, that's a waste of your time. You could have been out doing a lot more stuff.
And we've done that, like at the Beaver Bar in Daytona, or not the Beaver Bar, the Broken Spoke. We did that one time. We said, we'll be at the Broken Spoke between 5 and 7 before the concert starts. We'll be there. We'll be in front of the stage. And we sat there from 5 to 7, twiddling our thumbs, and nobody showed up.
So a lot of times we'll do things like the Beaver Bar. We're doing breakfast. Come on out and have breakfast with us from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. So when we have a breakfast, even in that, we can talk to Leslie and owns the bar, and there's people there, and we know the vendors and stuff. So I can move around. I can also get some video. She'll stay at the table in case you do show up. And so we will get, we're not I don't want to say wasting our time, but I have so much stuff I need to videotape. We're the only ones out here that this is all we do.
Finally got to meet Karen.
We film nonstop when we're at a rally. Adam has a job. He's got his vendor booth to take care of, and he gets the camera out when he can. But us, this is all we're doing. No other YouTuber is going to do what we do, because why would you want to pay $3,000 to go to Sturgis and work your butt off for a couple $100? There's people that do it, but you ain't going to get rich on that. We do it. We're retired. We have money coming in. So we're okay with it. We could sit home and be very comfortable and not do this. That's what I said. We'll probably, once we get home in the next year, if we don't have to pay too much for our flying out, we'll be able to buy some bikes and fix them up. We may have a dozen bikes by the end of next year. Who knows? And, if Harley don't get too crazy with me, I'm looking at some Indians. This actually in Sturgis coming up. So where we might be an Indian, I might get a BMW. No, I don't think I'll get a Honda or a Kawasaki or Suzuki. I've had that. I've had a Honda. I've rode Kawasaki's. I've rode all that stuff originally. Never owned an Indian. BMW, same thing. I never really owned that much. Triumph, I've never really rode that. But they're more of adventure bikes, and I'm not really into that. My first bike was a trail bike, and some of you seen the picture on there. I had a 74 XL 100. Only time I went on the trails, we had abandoned tracks behind my house. I went up, I'm 14 years old. I go up on that trail to my mom. I'm going to be out on the trails, Mom. Went right out to the first road, and out on the street I went. And I'd have guys hanging on the back of my bike. My buddies would be riding on that back before you ever thought about having a dude on the back of your bike. But I mean, I don't think it even had. You rode on that bike, didn't you?
It did not have a backrest.
No, it didn't have no foot pegs, did it? I don't think it had second.
I don't know where I put my feet.
But I'd run around. You know what I mean? The bike, it's trained to do 55 miles an hour. But in town, 45, 35, I'd be zipping all around with my bike. And I'm 14 years old. I'd be up at high school. I'd get home, jump on the bike, ride back to the high school. There we had an open campus. So you could, if you got off, I always got off early. And so I'd go home, get my bike, and ride back and see all my buddies when they get out of school. Look at me, man, I'm on my motorcycle. My dad put plates on it. That's how I could ride on the street. Because he wanted to ride it in case he wanted to ride it.
My rider.
So I never, ever rode on the trails. The only exception to that rule is my cousin that up in Ohio, they had a farm and had trails in the back, and they had some bikes, and I went out there with him. I wasn't very good on the trails because I'm more of a street guy. Most of my life, I've rode on the street. Before I got to California, I'd be lucky if I rode 10,000 miles my whole life. Once I got to California, 17 years there, we probably rode about 150,000 miles on my bike. People are like, I don't know how you did that. You must have rode to work. I never rode my. Well, you figured it out. I did ride about 6 times to work. Whenever I had to go work at the gas tower, we had a downtown, was where the gas company's headquarters is at. So when I was union president, instead of fighting 3 hours of traffic, I'd split lanes on my big old touring bike. I'd split lanes. I was one of those guys that would split lanes. And,
well, if I wasn't working, he'd take the Sportster.
Yeah, Sportster was fun. That one now we'd have. I'd love to split lanes with that little guy. I'd be busting ass. They wouldn't even know what I hit.
It's fun bike.
Yeah, and
I don't know. I don't know. Shifting it, it's just so smooth, and I don't know if it's the tires. I don't know. It's fun bike.
Then we'll see. I'm going to be riding a lot when we get to Sturgis because we'll probably double up on that. And when we're running around town, we're going to get some bags for it between now and then. Either get some soft bags for both sides or get the hard bags. We got to get the crash bar. We're going to order that Monday and get that, and we should
We're
have
going to send it to your house, Rod King.
Yeah, he already might have left.
Oh.
And so we got to call him back and tell him we're going to send it to his house. Something else. Oh, I was going to order my new 360 camera. Have it sent to his house. And so we can have that hopefully for Leesburg and try that out. I don't know how much she'll ride in Leesburg, but if we have to ride around the campground, we'll be on her bike too. That's the only reason I thought about leaving the knobby tire on it. Because hell, that would been great out in Sturgis if there was mud. I'd be zipping around on that thing.
You still got them.
Yeah, I ain't putting them back on. And
then you get just get some other wheels. Can you just
no, I'd
switch
be
the
paying
wheels
ass
up?
easier to put the tires on. You have to take the wheels off, put the tires on. So
anyway, we gotta go.
I gotta go to the bathroom again too. So we're gonna wrap this baby up now and leave all of you. We do appreciate all of you. And might have got a little
carried away.
Yeah, a little bit on my high horse today. And Mike got a little carried away there about the Budweiser and Bud Light. And we try not to get into that because we know there's enough of that on TV already. And we don't, we want to stay happy, you want to stay motivated. Same thing about
positive.
We don't really like to show, like everybody showed all the mud at the Buffalo Chip last year. There was mud everywhere. You could have went over to the Full Throttle over at Pappy Hoyle, and they must have had a mound as big as this building. And it's a big, tall building here. That of them scraping off the topsoil on the road so people could get through. So just because the Buffalo Chip's kind of on a hill, but we had all hog heaven out there, it was a nightmare out there. So most of the campgrounds that are level were pretty good. Steel Pony, Kathmandu, Dazen, because they're level. They didn't have that buildup. Most of these other campgrounds, Full Throttle, Pappy Hoyle, Buffalo Chip, Hog Heaven, they're more of fields. And they're not going to put any roads in there. But that hasn't happened for over 25 years, had that kind of rain. So to show that and emphasize that, once again, it's clickbait. It's to show you, oh, look at this. You don't want to stay at the Buffalo Chip because they have so much mud. It's never happened like that. Since he's asphalted the roads, it's like night and day there now. Yeah, if you're staying back there in the back 40, up in the progressive 40, yeah, it's going to get dusty. It's a field. He ain't going to asphalt those roads. No. And so where you want to stay, that's where. Just like George came on a while ago and said he stayed out there with us at
the Deep Lake.
Deep Lake, and he said he never slept so good in his life. So
he was right there on the corner. So we were thinking all that traffic from the concerts going in and out. We thought we might get some of that, but he was right there.
We didn't hear any motorcycles at night leaving from there, which was shocking. Yeah. But there is quiet places. The Buffalo Chip has actually built a new camp area that's quiet area. We don't know quite where that's at yet. And we'll be showing you that in June when we get up there and talk to them. So we got a lot of great stuff coming up here in the next few months. The rally season for us is getting ready to fire up here. And because once Leesburg starts, it's nonstop stuff. And we'll be steaming along till we get to like Memorial Day weekend. We'll finally quiet down. We'll be his daughter. And everybody, Rider X loves to see Mindy come on. She'll probably come on, and the boys. Landon will probably get on. I don't know if Blake will talk or not. Landon will probably get on. And he's taking pictures on Snapchat for all the girls, so he'll probably come on and show us all. He's all buffed out. He looks like a wrestler.
He
And,
does.
he could all WWE could be on
He always said
WrestleMania
when
40
he was
tonight.
little, he was going to be Landon the Lion, he said.
Yeah, he might be able to get on there. We need to start learning some acrobats
Yep.
and making some money
All right.
wrestling. So at that, we're going to wrap this show up. And so she's going to actually remember to monetize before we got started.
Wow, hot dogs.
I think I did. All right, say your thing.
So thanks for hanging out with us today. We love you all. Thanks for watching us, and thanks for being our subscribers. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Share us with your family and friends. Give us a big thumbs up. Ring that bell for notifications, and we'll see you on the next video.
3 hours and 10 minutes. Holy crap. I feel like Mr. Monkey.
Bye.
You feel like Mrs. Monkey?
I'm not as cute as her. She's got the little bandanas.
We did finish our drinks. A
Yeah.
little bit of a buzz, but not much. Should have got her a double shot without telling her.
No. All right.
Facebook user said something, but I don't know.
Yeah, they
Clint
must
says
have.
bye.
Bye, Clint. Thanks for hanging out with us.
And
Bye,
good
Mike.
night. Thank you, Mike, for being on.
And bye, Karen.
Wow. I appreciate y'all. And we'll see you tomorrow. I got a video coming up on Arcadia. Check that out tomorrow evening, depending on where you're at. Evening here about 8 o'clock on the East Coast. So back that up. About 3 o'clock for Neil. And so with that, we'll see you in Arcadia. And then we're down here in Port Charlotte. If you're anywhere around here, let us know. We're probably going to be over at the dealership. Somebody was asking about that. I'm thinking Tuesday. We got to be there whenever Gunner's there. So if you work there and you want to know when we're showing up, talk to Gunner. He'll tell you what day. We're going to call him tomorrow.
Monday or Tuesday.
And see what is going on. What do they say? Bye-bye.
Bye. He's
That's
from
it.
Gareth. He's from England.
There you go. Thank you for coming on.
Yep.
Away from England. It's kind of great to have our foreigners on.
Yep.
People across the pond.
That was a sticker. All right.
Thank you. And we'll see you all later. Now
Bye.
I clicked it. Bye.